Hello guys, welcome to Saiyan What If. So in this video, we will see what if Goku unlocked Super Saiyan Infinity before Raditz arrived. If you enjoy these kinds of stories, don't forget to show us some love by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your support means the world to us. Now, let's start the story. Chapter 1, Awakening Infinity. Goku's fist slammed into the ancient oak, sending splinters flying across the forest clearing. Sweat dripped from his chin as he counted each strike. 998, 999, 1000. He jumped back, shaking out his bruised knuckles with a grin. Man, I'm starving. Wonder what Chi-Chi's cooking for lunch. The mountain air felt crisp against his skin as he stretched, his orange GI fluttering in the gentle breeze. 5 years of peace had passed since the King Piccolo incident. Training, fishing, and raising little Gohan with Chi-Chi, life was simple, and Goku loved it. He leapt onto Nimbus, the golden cloud appearing instantly at his call. Let's go, buddy. Race you home. As Nimbus zoomed through the forest, weaving between massive trees, something caught Goku's eye, a flash of blue light pulsing from a cave he'd never noticed before. Curiosity won instantly. Hold up, Nimbus. The cloud screeched to a halt. Goku hopped off, walking toward the strange glow. Just a quick look, then lunch. The cave entrance was barely visible, covered by vines and moss. Goku pushed them aside, ducking into the narrow opening. The blue light grew stronger, pulsing like a heartbeat. Hello? Anybody home? His voice echoed into the darkness. No answer came, but the light pulled him deeper. The passage widened into a chamber where crystals covered the walls, ceiling, and floor, each emitting that strange blue glow. At the center floated an orb of pure energy, spinning slowly. Whoa, never seen anything like this before. Goku approached, mesmerized by the dancing light. The orb suddenly stopped spinning. A voice filled the chamber, not spoken aloud but somehow inside Goku's mind. Kakarot. Goku froze. Huh? Who said that? And what's a Kakarot? Your true name. Your Saiyan name. Saiyan. What's that? Look, I'm just Goku. Who are you? The orb pulsed brighter. I am Kronos, watcher of timelines. I have waited for you, Kakarot. Waited for me? Why? Because in every timeline but this one, you achieve your transformation too late. Countless lives lost that need not be. Goku scratched his head. Transformation? You mean like the great ape form Master Roshi told me about? That's why he removed my tail. Beyond that. The form of legend. The power that sleeps within you, Super Saiyan. The orb expanded, enveloping Goku in light. Images flooded his mind, a race of warriors with tails like he once had, planets exploding, a tyrant with horns laughing as worlds burned, and versions of himself with golden hair fighting impossible battles. What is this? What are you showing me? Goku tried to step back but couldn't move. Your heritage. Your destiny. Your power. The light intensified, and Goku felt something stir deep inside him, a reservoir of energy he'd never accessed before, vast and ancient. The threat comes tomorrow. Your brother. Then others. Without this power awakened now, your son dies, your friends suffer, your world faces destruction again and again. My son. Gohan. He's just a kid. Panic surged through Goku. If someone's threatening my family, tell me who. I will do better. I will show you. The orb shot forward, merging with Goku's chest. Pain unlike anything he'd ever felt ripped through every cell in his body. He screamed, dropping to his knees as the energy coursed through him, reshaping him from the inside out. Ayaha! The chamber shook, crystals shattering around him. Then, suddenly, clarity. Goku stood, electricity crackling around his body. He felt different, lighter yet infinitely stronger, his mind sharper, his senses heightened beyond imagination. The power is yours now, Kakarot. The power of Super Saiyan Infinity, beyond. The golden form, beyond the levels that follow. The culmination of all Saiyan potential. Goku looked at his hands, watching the blue electricity dance between his fingers. His hair remained black, but a subtle glow surrounded his body. This doesn't feel like the visions you showed me. The golden hair. Those forms are steps. You have been given the destination. When threatened, your body will remember. The transformation will manifest. But why? Why me? Why now? The voice grew fainter as the remaining crystals dimmed. Because balance requires intervention, because some timelines deserve mercy. The blue light faded completely, leaving Goku alone in the now ordinary cave. He stood there for several minutes, trying to process what had happened. The energy still hummed within him, but contained now, like a dam holding back an ocean. Chi-Chi's gonna kill me for being late, he muttered, finally turning to leave. Better not mention any of this crazy stuff. Goku. Chi-Chi's voice carried across the entire mountain as she stood on the porch, hands on her hips. Lunch was ready an hour ago. Where have you been? Goku landed Nimbus in the front yard, hopping off with an apologetic grin. Sorry, Chi-Chi. I was training and lost track of time. 4-year-old Gohan peeked out from behind his mother, eyes lighting up. Daddy's home. Hey, little man. Goku scooped up his son, tossing him high in the air and catching him. Gohan giggled uncontrollably. Not so rough, Goku. Chi-Chi scolded, but her expression softened. Your food's getting cold. I swear, if you weren't burning 10,000 calories a day with all that training. Inside, Goku devoured bowl after bowl of rice and fish, but something felt different. The food didn't satisfy him the way it usually did. He needed more, not just food, but something else he couldn't identify. Daddy, can we train today? Gohan asked, his eyes hopeful. Before Goku could answer, Chi-Chi jumped in. Absolutely not. Gohan has studies to complete. He's going to be a scholar, not a fighter. Ah, Chi-Chi, just a little training wouldn't hurt. He's got Saiyan blood too, after all. The words slipped out before Goku could catch himself. Chi-Chi paused, chopsticks halfway to her mouth. Saiyan. What are you talking about, Goku? Goku froze. Nothing. Just something I heard, somewhere. Chi-Chi narrowed her eyes but returned to her meal. You're acting strange today. After lunch, while Chi-Chi supervised Gohan's studies, Goku slipped away to the forest. He needed to understand what had happened to him, what this power was. In a secluded clearing, far from the house, Goku closed his eyes and searched for the energy he'd felt in the cave. It responded immediately, a tidal wave rising within him. His hair lifted slightly, the air around him shimmering. Okay, let's see what you can do, he whispered. Goku launched a simple punch at a nearby boulder. The rock didn't just break, it disintegrated into dust, along with 3 trees behind it and a chunk of the mountainside beyond. Whoa! Goku jumped back, staring at the destruction. That's not normal. He tried again, aiming at a different boulder, attempting to control the force. This time, just the boulder cracked in half. Better, but still more power than he'd intended. For hours, Goku practiced, throwing punches, kicks, energy blasts, each time working to harness the overwhelming power flowing through him. By sunset, he could finally control it enough to spar with an imaginary opponent without leveling the entire forest. As dusk settled, Goku sat cross-legged, meditating as Master Roshi had taught him. The strange energy had integrated with his ki, accessible yet contained. Whatever this Super Saiyan Infinity was, he'd need much more practice to master it. Goku. Chi-Chi's voice echoed through the trees. Dinner time. Coming. He stood, brushing dirt from his GI. Tomorrow he'd visit Master Roshi and Krillin. Maybe they could help him figure this out. Little did he know, tomorrow would bring challenges beyond anything he could imagine. Morning came with a sense of unease. Goku woke before dawn, his new senses alerting him to something different in the air, attention, a warning. He slipped out of bed, careful not to wake Chi-Chi, and checked on Gohan, who slept peacefully clutching his books. Outside, Goku stared at the stars, feeling strangely certain that something out there was coming for him. After a quick breakfast, he told Chi-Chi, "I'm heading to Master Roshi's today. I need his advice on something." Chi-Chi looked up from washing dishes. "What kind of advice?" "Just, training stuff. New techniques." "Not technically a lie." "Fine, but be back for dinner. And don't you dare bring that old pervert here. Last time he visited, I found him going through my underwear drawer." Goku laughed nervously. "Promise. No Roshi visits." He kissed Gohan goodbye, ruffling his hair. "Be good for your mom, study hard." "I will, Daddy." Gohan hugged his leg tightly. Flying on Nimbus toward Kame House, Goku stretched his senses outward. The power from yesterday remained, humming just beneath the surface, waiting to be called upon. Kame House appeared on the horizon, the small pink building sitting on its tiny island, just as it always had. As Nimbus descended, Goku spotted Krillin and Master Roshi outside, the old master reading magazines in his beach chair while Krillin practiced katas. "Hey guys!" Goku called, jumping from Nimbus. "Goku!" Krillin stopped mid-kick, grinning widely. "Long time no see, buddy." Master Roshi lowered his magazine. Well, if it isn't my favorite student." "What brings you here, Goku?" Before Goku could answer, Bulma emerged from the house carrying drinks. "Goku? Is that you?" "Bulma. You're here too." Goku gave her a quick hug. "Great timing. I need to talk to all of you about something weird that happened yesterday." They gathered around the small table outside, and Goku recounted his experience in the cave, the orb, the voice calling him Kakarot, the visions, and the strange power he now possessed. "Science?" Master Roshi stroked his beard. "I've heard legends of warrior races from beyond the stars, but nothing specific about science." Bulma leaned forward. "And this power, can you show us?" "That's the thing," Goku said. "It's really intense. I spent hours yesterday just learning to control it enough not to destroy everything around me." Krillin whistled. "Stronger than when you beat Piccolo?" "That's hard to believe, Goku. I'll show you something small." Goku stood and walked to the shoreline. He picked up a pebble, focusing just a fraction of his new energy into it. "Watch." He flicked the pebble toward the horizon. It didn't just skip across the water, it tore through the surface like a laser, creating a perfect line of parted sea that extended beyond sight. "Holy!" Krillin's jaw dropped. "Fascinating." Master Roshi adjusted his sunglasses. "Your key control has always been exceptional, but this is something else entirely." Bulma stared at the slowly closing gap in the ocean. "That entity, Kronos, said others are coming. Starting today." Goku nodded. "Someone called my brother. Then others after him." "You don't have a brother," Krillin said. "I didn't think so either, but," Goku stopped mid-sentence, his head snapping toward the sky. "Something's coming. Something powerful." The others couldn't sense it yet, but Goku's enhanced perception detected the approaching ki, wild, aggressive, and definitely not human. "Get inside," Goku ordered. "Whatever this is, it's looking for me. We're not hiding while you face this alone." Krillin protested. "Please. Just until I understand what we're dealing with." Reluctantly, they retreated to the house, watching through the windows as Goku stood alone on the beach, eyes fixed on the sky. Minutes later, a small object appeared, growing larger as it approached. A pod of some kind, metallic and spherical, trailing fire as it cut through the atmosphere. It crashed about a mile offshore, sending up a massive splash. The water churned, then parted as a figure rose and flew directly toward the island, a man with long, spiky black hair, wearing unusual armor and a device over his left eye. Most notably, a brown furry tail wrapped around his waist. He landed on the beach, facing Goku with a smirk. "Found you at last, Kakarot." Goku stood his ground. "That's the second time I've been called that name in 2 days. Who are you?" The stranger laughed. "Don't play dumb. I'm Raditz, your brother. Though." He paused, pressing the button on his eye device. Numbers flashed across its display as he scanned Goku. His smirk faltered. "That's impossible." "What is?" Goku remained cautious, ready to defend if needed. "Your power level. This scouter must be malfunctioning." He tapped the device again, frowning deeper. "It's reading over 100,000. That can't be right. No low-class warrior could achieve such power." Inside the house, Krillin whispered, "Brother. Goku has a brother." "It appears there's much about Goku's origins we never knew," Master Roshi murmured. Raditz circled Goku, studying him. "Where's your tail, Kakarot? And why haven't you completed your mission? This planet should have been conquered years ago." "I don't know what you're talking about. My name is Goku, I was raised on Earth, and this is my home." Goku turned to follow Raditz's movement. "If you're really my brother, then tell me who I am, where I came from." Raditz stopped. "You truly don't remember? You're a Saiyan, Kakarot. One of the last surviving members of the greatest warrior race in the universe. You were sent here as an infant to conquer this pathetic planet." "Conquer?" Goku's expression hardened. "I'd never do that." "No." Raditz smirked again. "It's in your blood. In your nature. You were born for battle and conquest. Then I've chosen a different path." Goku took a fighting stance. "If you've come to harm Earth or its people, you're not welcome here, brother or not." Raditz laughed, but the sound held an edge of uncertainty as he glanced at his scouter readings again. Still, that power. Could it be? His eyes widened. The legend spoke of this, a scion of unmatched power that appears once every 1,000 years. What legends? The Super Saiyan. But this reading, it goes beyond even those ancient tales. Raditz's voice lowered. "Show me, Kakarot. Transform. Prove you're the one." Goku hesitated. The power inside him stirred at Raditz's challenge, eager to be unleashed. "I don't fully understand it myself yet." "Then let me help you remember who you are." Raditz lunged forward, throwing a punch aimed at Goku's head. Goku dodged effortlessly, the movement so fast he seemed to teleport. Raditz blinked in confusion, spinning to find his brother now standing behind him. "I don't want to fight you," Goku said calmly. "Let's talk instead." Rage flashed across Raditz's face. "Saions don't talk. We fight." He unleashed a barrage of attacks, punches, kicks, energy blasts, each one dodged or deflected by Goku without apparent effort. Inside came House, the others watched in amazement. "I've never seen Goku move like that," Krillin whispered. "It's like he's not even trying." Bulma nodded. Whatever happened in that cave, it changed him completely. On the beach, Raditz backed away, breathing heavily while Goku hadn't broken a sweat. Impossible. No Saiyan could achieve this without transformation. "Listen," Goku tried again. "I don't remember being sent here or anything about Saions. But if we're brothers, that means something to me. Tell me about our people, our family." For a moment, Raditz seemed to consider it. Then his expression darkened. Our people are nearly extinct, Kakarot. Our planet, Vegeta, was destroyed by a meteor. Only 4 Saiyans survived, you, me, and 2 others. I'm sorry, Goku said sincerely. I don't need your pity. Raditz snarled. I need you to fulfill your Saiyan destiny. Come with me. Join your remaining kin. With power like yours, we could rule the universe, not just serve under Frisia's boot. Frisia. The name triggered something. Images from the visions Kronos had shown him, the horned tyrant destroying worlds. Raditz caught the recognition in Goku's eyes. You know the name. Lord Frisia rules most of the known universe. Even we Saiyans must obey him, for now. I won't help anyone conquer or destroy. Goku's voice hardened. My home, my family, my friends, they're here on Earth. Raditz glanced toward the house, his scouter detecting the others watching. A cruel smile spread across his face. Family, you say? In a blur of speed, Raditz launched toward Kame House. Fast as he was, Goku was faster, intercepting him mid-air with a palm strike to the chest that sent Raditz crashing into the sand. Don't even think about it, Goku warned, his power flaring visibly now, blue electricity crackling around him. Raditz struggled to his feet, coughing. That power, it's really true. Fear and awe mingled in his eyes. You're the one from the ancient prophecies. The legendary Super Saiyan. The energy inside Goku surged at those words, as if responding to a call. His hair lifted slightly, black strands dancing with blue electricity. The others must see this, Raditz muttered, pressing his scouter again. Vegeta needs to know. Who's Vegeta? Goku asked, still maintaining his defensive position between Raditz and the house. Our prince. The strongest Saiyan alive, or so we thought. Raditz's expression shifted between fear and excitement. Kakarot, you don't understand what this means. With your power, we could overthrow Frisia. The Saiyans could rule as we were meant to. I told you, I'm not interested in ruling anything. Then what will you do with such power? Waste it protecting this insignificant planet? Raditz spat. If necessary. Goku's eyes narrowed. Now tell me why you really came here. Raditz straightened, calculating his options. We detected unusual energy readings from this sector, power that shouldn't exist on a backwater planet. Now I understand it was you all along. He paused. I came to recruit you for our next mission. But this changes everything. From inside the house, Master Roshi called out, Goku. Don't trust him. Raditz's scouter beeped, and a twisted smile formed. Well. What's this? Another power signature, small but with Saiyan blood. Near your residence, Kakarot. His eyes gleamed maliciously. A child, perhaps. Your offspring. Goku's expression darkened. Leave my son out of this. A half-breed. Interesting. Raditz took a step back. Perhaps if you won't join us willingly, your son might persuade you. The threat triggered something primal in Goku. The dam holding back his new power cracked. You will not touch my son. The transformation hit like a thunderclap. Goku's hair shot upward, flashing golden for an instant before shifting to a deep blue with streaks of silver. His eyes changed too, no longer black but a piercing blue-white that seemed to glow from within. The blue aura around him expanded, crackling with electricity that tore grooves into the beach. Raditz stumbled backward, his scouter exploding from the power reading. Impossible. Beyond Super Saiyan, what are you? Inside the house, the windows shattered from the energy pulse. Krillin, Bulma, and Master Roshi shielded their eyes from the blinding light. His hair. His eyes. Krillin gasped. He's completely changed. When the light subsided, Goku stood transformed. The air around him bent and warped like heat waves, small objects floating upward against gravity. When he spoke, his voice carried a resonant quality that hadn't been there before. I don't want to hurt you, Raditz. You're my brother. But if you threaten my family, you leave me no choice. Raditz fell to his knees, trembling. Forgive me. I didn't know, couldn't have known. The legendary Super Saiyan is just a child's tale, but this. He bowed his head. Prince Vegeta must know of this. Frieza must not discover you exist. Goku approached slowly, the sand turning to glass beneath his feet from the residual energy. With tremendous effort, he reined in the power, his hair gradually returning to black though the aura remained. Tell me everything, Raditz. No more threats. Just the truth. Inside came House, the others watched as Goku and Raditz sat cross-legged on the beach, talking. The tension had dissipated, though caution remained. Should we go out there? Krillin asked. Master Roshi shook his head. This is Goku's past coming to light. He needs to hear it directly. Did you see that transformation? Bulma whispered. That wasn't like anything I've ever seen Goku do before. The power was. Krillin shuddered. I couldn't even comprehend it. For a second, I thought the whole island would break apart. On the beach, Raditz explained the history of the Saiyan race, their home planet Vegeta, their service under Frieza's empire, the planet's destruction, and the survivors' continued work as planet clearers for sale. So this Frieza destroyed our planet? Not a meteor? Goku asked. Raditz nodded grimly. He feared our growing strength, especially the legend of the Super Saiyan. But what you just displayed goes beyond even those tales. Kronos called it Super Saiyan Infinity. I've never heard such a term. Raditz studied his brother with new respect. But if it's real, it changes everything. Vegeta has dreamed of overthrowing Frieza for years. With your power, it might actually be possible. Goku frowned. I won't fight just to put another tyrant in power. You don't understand. Frieza has enslaved countless races, destroyed entire civilizations on a whim. He must be stopped. That resonated with Goku. Protecting the innocent was something he understood. If that's true, then yes, he should be stopped. But I won't leave Earth unprotected either. Raditz seemed to consider this. Then perhaps Vegeta and Nappa should come here. See your power for themselves. Who are they again? Prince Vegeta is the royal bloodline of our race. Nappa was the general of our armies. Both elite warriors, far stronger than me. Goku's expression remained neutral. And if they come, will they respect this planet and its people? Raditz hesitated. I cannot promise that. Vegeta follows his own agenda. Then we have a problem. Goku stood. I won't let anyone threaten Earth, no matter who they are. Raditz rose as well, conflict evident on his face. What would you have me do, brother? Return alone, tell them nothing. They'll kill me for such failure. Goku considered this. Tell them the truth. Tell them I'll meet with them peacefully if they come with peaceful intentions. If not. His aura flickered momentarily. They'll regret it. The conviction in Goku's voice sent a shiver down Raditz's spine. He nodded slowly. I'll deliver your message. But know this, Vegeta won't be easily intimidated, even by such power. I'm not trying to intimidate anyone. I just want to protect what matters to me. Raditz glanced toward the ocean where his pod had landed. I should leave now. The sooner I report, the better. Wait. Goku placed a hand on his brother's shoulder. You don't have to go back if they'll hurt you. You could stay here, start over. The offer clearly surprised Raditz. For a moment, something vulnerable crossed his face before his Saiyan pride reasserted itself. And do what? live peacefully among weaklings. I'm a warrior, Kakarot. It's all I know. So am I. But I'm also a husband, a father, a friend. There's more to life than fighting. Raditz shook his head. Perhaps for you. I must return. He paused. But, thank you for the offer. It's more than I deserve after threatening your son. Just remember, if you or your friends come back with bad intentions, I won't hold back next time. With a nod, Raditz lifted into the air. Expect Vegeta and Nappa within a month, Earth time. Prepare yourself, brother. As Raditz flew toward his pod, the others finally emerged from Kame House. Goku. Krillin rushed to his friend's side. Are you okay? What happened with your hair and eyes? That was the transformation Kronos mentioned, Goku explained, watching as Raditz's pod launched back into space. Super Saiyan Infinity. And you're really an alien? Bulma asked incredulously. Apparently. Goku turned to Master Roshi. Did you know, Master? About me not being human? The old man sighed. I suspected you were different, especially after seeing your tail and your unusual strength as a child. But no, I didn't know about the Saiyans. Krillin looked anxiously at the sky. So more of them are coming. Are they all as strong as you? According to Raditz, no. But they're still powerful, especially this Vegeta person. Goku's expression turned serious. I need to warn the others. Piccolo, Tien, Yamcha, we might need everyone if things go badly. And what about Gohan and Chi-Chi? Bulma asked. Goku's face softened with worry. I need to get home right away. If these Saiyans can track power levels with those scouter devices, they might detect Gohan. I'm coming with you, Krillin declared. Me too, Bulma added. I want to study that transformation of yours. Maybe I can create something to help us understand what's happening. Master Roshi nodded. I'll contact the others. When do these Saiyans arrive? A month, according to Raditz, Goku answered. Not much time to prepare. As they gathered supplies and prepared to leave, none of them noticed the subtle shimmer in the air above Kame House, a distortion where unseen observers watched with great interest. In a realm beyond conventional space and time, three cloaked figures observed the events unfolding on Earth through a portal of swirling energy. Kronos has interfered, the tallest figure stated, voice neither male nor female but somehow both. The timeline diverges significantly now. The Saiyan was given power beyond his readiness, another agreed, this one's cloak shimmering like starlight. Super Saiyan Infinity was not meant for mortal containment. Yet he holds it well, noted the third, whose form seemed composed of shadows. Perhaps Kronos saw potential we overlooked. Potential or not, balance requires balance, the first insisted. Goku's premature ascension will draw attention from forces beyond the Saiyans and Frieza. The astral arbiters will notice soon, the starlight figure warned. They guard against exactly such power anomalies. Then we watch, the shadow decided. If Kronos believes this timeline worthy of intervention, we will allow events to unfold before passing judgment. The portal zoomed out, showing Earth as a tiny blue dot in the vast cosmos, a world whose fate had suddenly become of great interest to powers beyond comprehension. Goku landed Nimbus in front of his house, heart pounding. Krillin and Bulma followed in her capsule plane, touching down beside him. Chi-Chi. Gohan, he called, rushing. Inside. Chi-Chi emerged from the kitchen, surprise on her face. Goku. You're back early. And you brought friends. Where's Gohan? Goku asked urgently. In his room studying. What's wrong? You look worried. Before Goku could answer, Gohan came running out. Daddy. You're home. Goku swept his son into a tight hug, relief washing over him. Hey, buddy. Everything okay here? Amuchim. Gohan nodded enthusiastically. I finished all my math problems. Krillin and Bulma entered behind Goku, exchanging awkward greetings with Chi-Chi. Someone better tell me what's going on, Chi-Chi demanded, hands on her hips. Why do you all look like you've seen a ghost? Goku set Gohan down. Chi-Chi, we need to talk. Something happened today. Actually, it started yesterday in that cave I mentioned. Cave? What cave? Her eyes narrowed suspiciously. Gohan, why don't you show Krillin your dinosaur books? Bulma suggested, sensing the need for an adult conversation. Once Gohan had eagerly dragged Krillin to his room, Goku explained everything to Chi-Chi, the cave, Kronos, his transformation, Raditz's arrival, his true heritage, and the impending visit from more Saiyans. Chi-Chi sat heavily in a kitchen chair, face pale. You're an alien. And Gohan is half Saiyan, Goku confirmed gently. But he's still our son, Chi-Chi. Nothing's changed about who we are. Everything's changed, she snapped, then lowered her voice. You're telling me you have some kind of unlimited power now? And evil space aliens are coming to our planet? How is Gohan supposed to become a scholar with all this going on? I know it's a lot, Bulma interjected. But Goku's new power might be the only thing that can protect Earth if these other Saiyans turn hostile. Chi-Chi glared at her, then turned back to Goku. Show me. What? This transformation. Show me what my husband has become. Goku hesitated. It's pretty intense, Chi-Chi. Maybe we should go outside, away from the house. Fine. They moved to the clearing behind their home. Gohan and Krillin joined them, the boy excited for what he assumed was a training demonstration. Stand back, everyone, Goku warned, moving to the center of the clearing. He closed his eyes, reaching for the power that now lived within him. It responded eagerly, rushing to the surface like a tidal wave. The ground beneath him cracked as blue energy erupted around his body. His hair shifted, rising upward and cycling through colors, black to gold to the deep blue with silver streaks. His eyes opened, now glowing blue-white. Chi-Chi gasped, one hand covering her mouth. Gohan stared in wonder, while Krillin and Bulma, despite having seen it before, still looked awestruck. Daddy? Gohan whispered. You look different. Goku smiled at his son, the expression somehow both gentle and otherworldly. It's still me, Gohan. Just, a little different now. Your hair is blue. Gohan exclaimed with a child's straightforward observation. This is what Saiyans can do, apparently, Goku explained, keeping his voice even despite the immense energy coursing through him. It's called Super Saiyan Infinity. Chi-Chi approached cautiously, reaching out to touch Goku's hand. She flinched at first, the energy crackled against her skin, but then held on. It's warm, like touching sunshine. Goku gently released the transformation, returning to his normal appearance. The process was smoother this time, more controlled. I'm still learning to handle it, he admitted. But I think it's the only chance we have if these other Saiyans come looking for trouble. Chi-Chi looked torn between fear and pride. Just promise me one thing, Goku. Anything. Don't let Gohan get dragged into this Saiyan business. He deserves a normal life. Goku wished he could promise that, but the visions Kronos had shown him, alternate timelines where Gohan fought alongside him against impossible odds, made him hesitate. I'll do everything in my power to protect him, Chi-Chi, that's all I can promise. She seemed to understand the qualification in his answer. With a resigned sigh, she turned toward the house. I'll make dinner. You all must be hungry after, whatever this is. As Chi-Chi walked away, Bulma approached with a small device in hand. I took some readings during your transformation, Goku. The energy output is, well, off the charts. Doesn't begin to cover it. What does that mean? Krillin asked. It means, Bulma replied, that if these other Saiyans have any way to detect energy from a distance, they'll spot Goku from halfway across the galaxy. Gohan tugged at Goku's GI. "Daddy, can I learn to do that too? With the glowy hair?" Goku knelt to his son's level. "Maybe someday, Gohan. You have Saiyan blood too. But for now, let's just focus on your studies, okay? Make your mom happy." Gohan nodded, though his eyes still shone with excitement at the possibility. As they headed back to the house for dinner, Goku felt a strange sensation, like being watched. He scanned the tree line, the sky, finding nothing visible. Yet the feeling persisted. Somewhere out in the cosmos, the news of his transformation was already spreading, rippling across space like waves from a stone thrown in a pond. And like those ripples, Goku couldn't begin to guess what shores they might eventually reach. Prince Vegeta stood on the observation deck of his space pod, watching distant stars streak by. His scouter beeped, indicating an incoming transmission. With a scowl, he activated it. "This better be important, Raditz." The static-filled voice of his subordinate came through. "Prince Vegeta, I've found Kakarot on Earth, but something unexpected has happened." "Get to the point." "He's achieved it, my prince. The legendary transformation, and beyond." Vegeta's expression shifted from annoyance to disbelief. "Beyond? What nonsense are you spouting? I saw it with my own eyes." My scouter exploded trying to measure his power. His hair turned gold, then blue with silver. "The energy. I've never felt anything like it." Vegeta's fist tightened. "Impossible. A low-class warrior achieving what I, the prince of all Saiyans, have not. He calls it Super Saiyan Infinity. Says some entity named Kronos unlocked it for him." Vegeta's eyes narrowed. "Kronos? That name appears in ancient Saiyan texts. A supposed observer of timelines." Nappa's voice boomed from behind Vegeta. "You believe this garbage, Prince? Raditz is probably making excuses for failing his mission." "Perhaps," Vegeta conceded. "Or perhaps this changes everything." Into the scouter, he commanded, "Return to the rendezvous point, Raditz. We're adjusting course for this Earth. I want to see this transformation myself." "Yes, my prince. But Kakarot gave a warning, he'll only meet peacefully if we come with peaceful intentions." Vegeta laughed coldly. "Did he now? How presumptuous. His power, Prince Vegeta, it could be the key to defeating Frieza." That gave Vegeta pause. The tyrant's downfall had been his obsession for years. "We'll see. Maintain course and prepare your report." Vegeta out. As the transmission ended, Vegeta turned to Nappa. "Set course for Earth. Maximum speed. What about our current mission?" "Lord Frieza expects." "Frieza can wait," Vegeta snapped. If there's even a fraction of truth to Raditz's claim, this takes priority. As their ships altered course, neither Saiyan noticed the small probe that detached from their hull, a spy device broadcasting all it heard directly to Frieza's flagship. In the darkest reaches of space, on a massive ship shaped like a horned skull, the tyrant Frieza listened to the intercepted transmission with growing interest. "Super Saiyan Infinity," he mused, swirling crimson wine in a crystal glass. What a fascinating development. His right-hand man, Zarbon, bowed nearby. "Shall I dispatch a team to this Earth, Lord Frieza?" "No." Frieza's tail swished lazily behind his hovering chair. "Let our Saiyan pets investigate first. If this Kakarot truly possesses such power, I want to observe how it manifests. And if the rumors are true? If this power could threaten even you?" Frieza's eyes narrowed, the glass in his hand shattering. "Then I'll simply have to destroy Earth before this Super Saiyan Infinity can be turned against me. After all, I destroyed planet Vegeta on mere suspicion. What's one more world?" His laughter echoed through the chamber, cold and merciless, as fragments of glass and droplets of wine fell like blood onto the polished floor. 1 week passed. Goku spent every day training, pushing the limits of his new transformation, learning to control the vast energy that threatened to overflow at moments of heightened emotion. The Z fighters gathered at Kame House, Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, Kaiotsu, and even Piccolo, their former enemy who arrived skeptically but became a believer after witnessing Goku's transformed state. This power, Piccolo remarked after Goku demonstrated Super Saiyan Infinity. It's beyond anything I imagined possible. Which is why we need to prepare, Goku replied, powering down. These other Saiyans, Vegeta and Nappa, they're coming here expecting to find this power. If they decide they want it for themselves, then we fight, Tien stated simply. Not we, Piccolo corrected. Him. He nodded toward Goku. None of us come close to that level of power. But we can still help, Krillin insisted. What if they bring an army? Goku can't be everywhere at once. Bulma, who had been running tests on various devices, joined the conversation. I've been working on something that might help. A power suppressor. Why would we want to suppress Goku's power? Yamcha asked, confused. Not to weaken him, Bulma clarified. To hide him. If these Saiyans use devices like the one Raditz had to track energy signatures, they'll find Goku immediately. But if we can mask his power until the right moment. A surprise advantage, Piccolo nodded appreciatively. Clever. I'm also concerned about Gohan, Goku admitted. Raditz detected Saiyan blood in him from a distance. What if they target him? Then we protect him, Krillin said firmly. He's just a kid. The discussion continued, strategies formed, backup plans created. Through it all, Goku felt that same sensation of being watched, a presence beyond their world, observing with increasing interest. That night, as everyone slept in various parts of Kame House, Goku stood alone on the beach, staring at the stars. The vast power within him hummed contentedly, like a beast momentarily satisfied but always hungry for more. I know you're out there, he said to the empty air. Kronos, or whoever's watching. You gave me this power for a reason. I just hope I can control it when the time comes. The stars offered no answer, but the wind picked up briefly, almost like a whisper, balance requires intervention. Some timelines deserve mercy. Goku wasn't sure if he actually heard the words or imagined them. Either way, he knew one thing for certain, the arrival of the Saiyans would only be the beginning. Something much bigger was coming, something that even Super Saiyan Infinity might not be enough to face. With that sobering thought, he returned inside to rest for whatever tomorrow might bring. Chapter 2, Cosmic Attention. 3 weeks passed in a blur of intense training. Goku pushed the limits of his new power daily, sometimes disappearing into the wilderness for days at a time to avoid accidentally leveling populated areas. The transformation came easier now, more controlled, though the raw energy still felt like holding back an ocean with his bare hands. Again. Piccolo shouted, hurling energy blasts at Goku from across the wasteland they'd chosen for today's session. Goku deflected each blast with minimal movement, his body surrounded by a subtle blue aura even in his base form. Is that all you've got? Piccolo smirked, then suddenly split into 4 identical copies that surrounded Goku. Try this. All 4 Piccolos attacked simultaneously, a barrage of punches and kicks from every direction. Goku dodged most without transforming, moving so fast he seemed to flicker in and out of existence. You're holding back, one of the Piccolos accused. So are you, Goku countered with a grin. The Namekian's copies merged back into one, and Piccolo landed a few feet away, breathing heavily. There's no point anymore. The gap between us is too wide. Goku's expression sobered. I still need you guys. When these other Saiyans arrive, they're here, Piccolo interrupted, looking skyward. Goku sensed it too, 2 massive power signatures entering Earth's atmosphere. Much stronger than Raditz, especially one of them. They're early. By a week, Piccolo confirmed. I'll gather the others. Goku nodded, his thoughts immediately going to Chi-Chi and Gohan. I need to check on my family first. Do what you must. We'll meet at the arrival point. As Piccolo flew off, Goku placed 2 fingers to his forehead, a technique he'd perfected recently, allowing him to sense energy signatures and teleport directly to them. In an instant, he vanished. Chi-Chi nearly dropped the laundry basket when Goku materialized in their yard. Don't do that. You nearly gave me a heart attack. Sorry, Chi-Chi, but we've got a situation. The Saiyans, they're arriving early. Her face paled. How soon? Minutes. Where's Gohan? Inside with Krillin. Your friend insisted on staying here while you were training. Goku nodded gratefully. Good old Krillin. Inside, he found his son and best friend poring over one of Gohan's science books. They looked up as he entered. Dad! Gohan jumped up excitedly. Krillin immediately caught Goku's serious expression. They're here, aren't they? Almost. I need you to take Chi-Chi and Gohan to Master Roshi's. It's safer there, away from the initial landing site. But Dad, I want to help. Gohan protested. At 5 years old, he'd grown increasingly interested in martial arts despite Chi-Chi's objections. Goku knelt to his son's level. The best way to help right now is to keep your mom safe. Can you do that for me? Gohan nodded reluctantly. I guess so. That's my boy. Goku ruffled his hair, then turned to Krillin. Bulma's power suppressor, did she finish it? Krillin pulled a small device from his pocket. Just this morning. It won't hide your power completely, but it'll make you read like an above-average fighter instead of, whatever you are now. Goku took the wristband-like device and slipped it on. Immediately, he felt his energy signature dampen, not his actual power, just its detectability. Perfect. Now get everyone to safety. I'll handle the welcome party. Chi-Chi appeared in the doorway, arms crossed. Goku. He turned, expecting an argument, but instead she crossed the room and hugged him tightly. Be careful. This isn't some tournament. These are aliens who've spent their lives conquering worlds. I know. He held her close. But I'm not the same person I was a month ago. I'll be fine. She stepped back, studying his face. You've changed. Not just the power, something else. Goku couldn't deny it. The transformation, the knowledge of his heritage, the responsibility of such power, it had altered him in ways he was still discovering. For the better, I hope. Just come back to us, she whispered. With a nod and a last hug for Gohan, Goku placed 2 fingers to his forehead and vanished. 2 space pods crashed into an empty field outside East City, leaving massive craters in their wake. The hatches opened simultaneously, and 2 figures emerged, one massive and bald, the other shorter but radiating dangerous intensity. So this is Earth, Vegeta observed, scanning the landscape with disdain. Pathetic. Nappa adjusted his scouter. Detecting several power levels approaching. Nothing impressive. And Kakarot? Strange. Nappa tapped his scouter in confusion. Getting a decent reading from that direction, but nowhere near what Raditz reported. Vegeta frowned. Either Raditz was lying, or Kakarot is concealing his power somehow. He activated his own scouter, scanning more thoroughly. There. Multiple signatures converging. Let's greet the welcoming committee. They lifted off, flying toward the approaching power signatures. Within minutes, they spotted a group of fighters waiting on a rocky plateau: Piccolo, Tien, Yamcha, and Kaiatsu. Look, Vegeta, Nappa chuckled as they landed. The locals think they can fight. Vegeta ignored the comment, his eyes scanning the group. Where's Kakarot? Piccolo stepped forward. If you mean Goku, he'll be here. What business do you have on Earth? Our business is with Kakarot, Vegeta snapped. The rest of you are irrelevant. We're plenty relevant, Yamcha countered, taking a fighting stance. This is our planet. Nappa laughed. Not for long, if we decide we want it. We're not here for conquest, Vegeta corrected, surprising his companion. At least, not yet. We're here to verify Raditz's claim about Kakarot's transformation. Speaking of Raditz, Tien interrupted, where is he? A shadow crossed Vegeta's face. Raditz met with an unfortunate accident during our journey. He won't be joining us. The implication was clear. The Earth fighters exchanged glances, one Saiyan down already, killed by his own companions. What a shame, came a new voice from above. And here I was looking forward to a family reunion. All eyes turned skyward as Goku descended, landing between the two groups. He wore his usual orange jie, looking deceptively ordinary except for the intense focus in his eyes. Kakarot, I presume. Vegeta stepped forward, sizing up the earth-raised Saiyan. I go by Goku here, he corrected calmly. And you must be Prince Vegeta. You recognize your royalty. Good. Vegeta smirked. Raditz made extraordinary claims about you. Care to demonstrate? Goku glanced at his friends. First, I want your word that you haven't come to harm Earth or its people. Nappa snorted. We don't make promises to lower life forms. Then we have nothing to discuss. Goku turned as if to leave. Wait. Vegeta raised a hand. Very well. We won't harm your precious planet, assuming you cooperate. Goku turned back. Cooperate how? Show us this transformation. If Raditz spoke true, we have mutual interests to discuss. Goku studied the Saiyan prince carefully. Despite the diplomatic words, he sensed malicious intent beneath the surface. Still, better to control the situation than force a confrontation immediately. All right. But not here, too close to populated areas. He pointed to a distant desert region. There. Without waiting for agreement, Goku placed 2 fingers to his forehead and vanished. What the, Nappa started. Interesting technique, Vegeta mused. Let's follow. As the Saiyans took off, Piccolo nodded to the others. Remember the plan. Keep your distance unless absolutely necessary. They followed, maintaining a safe gap between themselves and the Saiyan invaders. In the barren desert, Goku waited as Vegeta and Nappa landed nearby, his friends hanging back at a safer distance. An impressive technique, that teleportation, Vegeta remarked. Not of Saiyan origin. I've learned a few tricks over the years, Goku replied. Enough delays. Show us this supposed transformation. Goku removed Bulma's power suppressor, tucking it into his belt. Immediately, his true energy signature flared, causing both Saiyan scouters to beep rapidly. That's more like it, Vegeta said, reading the numbers with raised eyebrows. Impressive for a low-class warrior, but still nothing special by elite standards. I'm just getting started. Goku settled into a wide stance, hands at his sides. You might want to step back. The air around him began to shimmer as he tapped into the power Kronos had unlocked. It came easier each time, the dam holding back the ocean opening in controlled increments. Blue electricity crackled around his body as his hair lifted slightly. Is this supposed to impress us? Nappa laughed. Some light show. Goku didn't respond. His focus turned inward, channeling more power. The ground beneath him cracked, then cratered as invisible waves of energy pulsed outward. His hair flashed golden momentarily. Vegeta's scouter began making alarming noises. What? That can't be right. What is it, Vegeta? Nappa asked, his own scouter displaying rapidly climbing numbers. His power level, it's still rising. With a final push, Goku completed the transformation. A blinding flash of light forced everyone to shield their eyes. When they could see again, Goku stood transformed, hair now the deep blue with silver streaks, eyes glowing blue-white, his entire body surrounded by an aura that bent light around it. Nappa's scouter exploded first, followed by Vegeta's a moment later. The larger Saiyan stumbled backward. Vegeta! What is this? Vegeta remained frozen, his expression a mixture of awe and rage. The legends, but beyond. His fists clenched at his sides. How? How? I am the prince, the elite. How could you achieve this? Goku's voice carried that same resonant quality it had during his first transformation. It wasn't something I achieved on my own. It was given to me, for a purpose I'm still figuring out. Given? Vegeta spat. By who? This Kronos Raditz mentioned. Goku nodded. He said I needed this power now, not later. That in other timelines, I got it too late. Vegeta seemed to process this, his tactical mind working through implications. This power, it could defeat Frieza. That's what Raditz suggested. A calculating look replaced Vegeta's anger. Join us, Kakarot. With your power and my strategy, we could overthrow Frieza's empire. The Saiyans could rule the galaxy as we were meant to. I'm not interested in ruling anything, Goku replied calmly. I just want to protect my home and family. You fool. Vegeta stepped closer despite the oppressive energy radiating from Goku. Frieza will learn of your existence. He already fears the Super Saiyan legend. What do you think he'll do when he discovers Super Saiyan Infinity? Let him come, Goku said simply. Vegeta's face contorted with frustration. You don't understand what you're dealing with. Frieza has destroyed entire star systems on a whim. He'll annihilate this mudball planet just to eliminate you. For the first time, doubt flickered across Goku's face. Then I'll stop him before he gets the chance. Alone? Even with this power, you're one warrior against an empire. Vegeta's voice lowered, almost reasonable now. Join me. We strike first, eliminate Frieza, then you can return to your precious Earth. Nappa, recovering from his initial shock, flanked his prince. Listen to reason, Kakarot. You're a Saiyan. Fighting alongside your kind is in your blood. Goku considered their words. The visions Kronos had shown him included Frieza, worlds burning, innocents suffering. If that tyrant truly would target Earth just to eliminate one potential threat. I'll consider an alliance, Goku finally said, but on my terms. No innocent planets destroyed. No civilians harmed. We target Frieza directly, not his empire. Vegeta's mouth twisted. You speak like a human, not a Saiyan. I was raised here. These are my values. Values. Vegeta spat the word like a curse. Power is the only value that matters. That's where you're wrong, Goku countered. And that's why, despite your royal blood, you haven't achieved what I have. The insult struck deeper than any physical blow. Vegeta's aura flared violently around him. You dare. I'll show you the difference between a low-class warrior and the prince of all Saiyans. Without warning, Vegeta launched forward, throwing a punch aimed at Goku's face. In his transformed state, Goku perceived the attack as if it were happening in slow motion. He simply tilted his head, letting the fist pass harmlessly by. Vegeta followed with a barrage of strikes, each one missing as Goku effortlessly shifted position, never needing to block or counter. The prince's frustration mounted with each failed attack. Fight back, damn you. I don't want to hurt you, Vegeta, Goku replied. We should be allies, not enemies. I don't need your pity. Vegeta jumped back, hands cupped at his side. Purple energy gathered between his palms. Gallic gun. The massive energy beam shot toward Goku, who made no attempt to dodge. Instead, he raised one hand, catching the attack and containing it like a ball of light. With a gentle push, he sent it skyward where it dissipated harmlessly. Vegeta stared in disbelief. Impossible. Now do you understand the gap between us? Goku asked, not boasting but stating fact. Before Vegeta could respond, Nappa charged forward. No one humiliates our prince. The massive Saiyan swung a sledgehammer blow that Goku caught with one hand, stopping Nappa's momentum instantly. With minimal effort, Goku pushed him back, sending Nappa tumbling across the desert floor. This is pointless, Goku said, maintaining his transformation but making no aggressive moves. We should be focusing on the real threat, Frieza. Vegeta's pride warred visibly with his pragmatism. Finally, calculation 1. Fine. A temporary alliance. But this isn't over, Kakarot. No one surpasses the Prince of Saiyans forever. Goku allowed his transformation to fade, returning to his base form. The process was smooth now, controlled. Let's go somewhere we can talk strategy. My friends have a place. As they prepared to leave, none of them noticed the tiny probe hovering high above, recording everything and transmitting across the vastness of space. Frieza's tail lashed angrily against his hover chair, cracking its armrest as he watched the recorded footage. Super Saiyan Infinity. What nonsense is this? Zarbon and Dodoria stood at attention, neither daring to speak until addressed. This monkey shouldn't exist, Frieza continued, his voice deceptively soft. I destroyed planet Vegeta precisely to prevent such anomalies. The footage is quite clear, Lord Frieza, Zarbon finally ventured. The transformation appears genuine. I can see that. Frieza snapped. His tail lashed again, this time shattering a nearby control panel. And now our Saiyan pets are plotting against me. How predictable. Shall we dispatch the Jinyu force, my lord? Dodoria suggested. Frieza considered this, one finger tapping against his black lips. No. This requires a more personal touch. A cold smile spread across his face. Prepare my ship. And contact my father. Zarbon couldn't hide his surprise. King Cold. But my lord, you haven't requested his assistance in decades. This is no ordinary threat, Zarbon. If there's even a fraction of truth to this Super Saiyan Infinity nonsense, I want it eliminated thoroughly. Frieza's red eyes gleamed with malice. Besides, father has been complaining about boredom lately. A little planet destruction should amuse him. At once, Lord Frieza. Zarbon bowed deeply before hurrying away. Frieza returned his attention to the frozen image of Goku in his transformed state. Enjoy your power while you can, little monkey. Soon, you and your pathetic planet will be cosmic dust. At Kame House, tension filled the air as enemies became tentative allies. Vegeta stood apart from the others, arms crossed, while Nappa watched the humans with barely concealed disdain. Frieza will come himself, Vegeta explained to the gathered fighters. He fears the Super Saiyan legend too much to send underlings. How strong is he compared to you? Krillin asked nervously. Vegeta's expression darkened. Imagine the gap between yourself and Kakarot. Now multiply that difference many times over. That's the gap between myself and Frieza. Silence fell over the room as the implications sank in. But Goku's transformation, Yamcha began. May be enough, Vegeta conceded reluctantly. But Frieza is cunning. He won't fight fair, and he won't come alone. Piccolo, who had been silently observing, finally spoke. Then we prepare for multiple threats, not just Frieza. Precisely. Vegeta nodded, a hint of respect in his eyes for the Namekian's strategic thinking. He'll likely bring his elites at minimum. Possibly his father, King Cold. 2 Friezas. Krillin groaned. Worse. King Cold is stronger, though he rarely fights personally these days. Goku, who had been unusually quiet, finally joined the conversation. How long until they arrive? A week. Maybe less if he pushes his ship to maximum speed. Bulma, who had been taking notes, looked up. That doesn't give us much time to prepare. We don't need much time, Goku said with quiet confidence. I'll intercept them before they reach Earth. In space? Chi-Chi asked incredulously. She had insisted on joining the meeting despite Goku's concerns. Not necessary, Vegeta interjected. Frieza will likely stop at Mars or one of your outer planets first. He enjoys making an entrance. Master Roshi, who had been silently smoking his pipe, tapped it against his palm. What about the Dragon Balls? Could we use them somehow? The suggestion caught everyone's attention. What are these Dragon Balls? Vegeta demanded. Krillin shot Master Roshi a warning look, but Goku answered honestly. 7 magical orbs that, when gathered, summon a dragon that grants wishes. Vegeta's eyes widened. Wishes? Any wish? Within limits, Piccolo clarified. They can't grant the same wish twice, and they have certain restrictions on power. Could they make me a Super Saiyan? Vegeta asked immediately. Goku shook his head. The dragon can't grant power beyond what you're capable of achieving naturally. At least, that's what we've always been told. Vegeta looked disappointed but quickly refocused. Then we use them strategically. Wish 4. Frieza's death. The dragon can't kill someone stronger than its creator, Piccolo said. And I doubt even Kami's power compares to Frieza's. Then what good are they? Nappa growled. Support, Bulma suggested. We could wish for the perfect weapon against Frieza, or for all Earth's people to be temporarily moved to safety. Discussions continued deep into the night. Plans were made, contingencies established. Through it all, Goku noticed Vegeta watching him with a mixture of respect, envy, and suspicion. As everyone finally settled in to rest, Goku stepped outside onto the beach. The night was clear, stars twinkling overhead like distant observers. That feeling of being watched had intensified over the past weeks. I know you're out there, he whispered to the cosmos. To his surprise, the air before him shimmered, and a cloaked figure materialized, not fully physical but not quite a ghost either. Kakarot, the figure spoke, its voice the same one he had heard in the cave. Kronos. Goku maintained his composure despite the shock. You're real. As real as time itself. The figure's face remained hidden beneath its hood. The power I granted you has drawn attention. More than I anticipated. Frieza. Beyond Frieza. The astral arbiters have noticed the disturbance in the cosmic balance. They come to observe, and possibly to intervene. Who are they? Entities that maintain order across realities. Power like Super Saiyan Infinity was not meant for mortal vessels. It threatens the very fabric of existence if misused. Goku frowned. Are you saying I should give it up? Right when we need it most? No. I chose this timeline, this version of you, because in all my observations, you alone have the heart to wield such power without corruption. Kronos moved closer, still not quite solid. But be warned, defeat Frieza too easily, too completely, and the arbiters will deem you too dangerous to exist freely. What does that mean? It means victory must come at a cost. Struggle, suffer, earn your triumph. Show wisdom, not just strength. Kronos began to fade. Balance requires balance. Wait. Goku reached out, but his hand passed through the disappearing figure. I have more questions. When the time comes, remember, infinite power requires infinite restraint. The words echoed in Goku's mind as Kronos vanished completely, leaving him alone on the beach with new worries weighing on his shoulders. 3 days later, alarms blared through Kame House. Bulma burst from her makeshift lab, tablet in hand. They're here. multiple spacecraft entering the solar system. Everyone rushed outside, Vegeta snatching the tablet to study the readings. Frisia's flagship, and yes, King Cold's vessel as well. They're moving faster than I expected. Goku's expression hardened. Where will they land? Based on trajectory. Bulma reclaimed her tablet, fingers flying across the screen. Looks like the northern wastelands. About 6 hours from now. Then we have 6 hours to prepare, Goku said. Everyone knows their roles. The plan they developed was straightforward. Goku would confront Frieza directly while the others handled any supporting forces. Vegeta had insisted on facing Frieza alongside Goku, despite the obvious power difference. Pride wouldn't allow him to stand aside completely. As they prepared, Goku sought out Gohan, who had been keeping to himself lately. He found his son sitting on the roof, staring at the sky. "Hey, buddy." Goku sat beside him. "Everything okay?" Gohan nodded without looking at him. "Is it true they're coming to destroy Earth?" "They want to," Goku admitted, "but we won't let them." "Because of your new power?" "That's part of it." Goku placed a hand on Gohan's shoulder. "But power alone isn't enough. It's how we use it that matters." Gohan finally turned to him, eyes serious beyond his years. "Dad. I want to help." "Gohan, I know Mom wants me to just study, but I can feel it inside me too. That same power you have. Not as strong, but it's there." Goku studied his son, sensing the truth in his words. Saiyan blood ran through Gohan's veins, along with the potential for extraordinary power. Still, he was just a child. "Your job today is to stay with your mother and keep her safe," Goku said firmly. "That's helping more than you know." Disappointment flashed across Gohan's face, but he nodded. "Okay, Dad." Goku pulled him into a hug. "When this is over, maybe we can start some real training. If your mom agrees." "Really?" Gohan's eyes lit up. "Really. But right now, I need to know you're safe. Promise you'll stay with your mom?" "I promise." As Goku returned downstairs, Chi-Chi was waiting for him, arms crossed. "I heard that. Training?" "Chi-Chi, he's 5 years old, Goku." "I know." Goku sighed. "But after today, we can't pretend the universe isn't bigger and more dangerous than we thought. Gohan has gifts that might save his life someday." Chi-Chi's expression softened slightly. "We'll discuss it after you save the world." She stepped closer, straightening his GI. "You better come back to us. Count on it." He kissed her forehead. "Bulma has a submarine ready. You, Gohan, and the others will be safer underwater if things go badly." She nodded, blinking back tears. "Just don't do anything stupidly heroic." Goku grinned. "Who, me?" 6 hours later, Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha stood in the northern wastelands, watching 2 massive spacecraft descend through the atmosphere. One resembled a horned skull, the other a spiked sphere. "Remember," Goku instructed, "Frieza and Cold are mine and Vegeta's. The rest of you handle any soldiers they bring." Krillin laughed nervously. "Right. The easy part." The ships landed simultaneously, crushing mountains beneath them. For several tense moments, nothing happened. Then, hatches opened on both vessels, and figures began to emerge. From Frisia's ship came dozens of soldiers in matching armor, followed by 2 distinctive aliens, one green-haired and elegant, the other pink and bulbous. Zarbon and Dodoria, Vegeta identified. Frisia's top lieutenants. From King Cold's vessel emerged similar soldiers, but fewer in number. They formed honor guards for their rulers. Finally, the main event, Frieza himself appeared in his hover chair, a small figure with horns and a long tail, white with purple biogems embedded in his body. Behind him walked a much taller version, King Cold, similar in appearance but more imposing, his horns longer and curved. So that's Frieza, Krillin whispered. He doesn't look that tough. Don't be deceived by appearances, Piccolo warned. I can sense his power from here. It's monstrous. The tyrant's forces advanced until about 100 yards separated them from Earth's defenders. Frieza's hover chair moved forward, his cold eyes scanning the group until they fixed on Goku. You must be the one, Frieza's voice carried across the distance, cultured and almost pleasant despite the malice beneath. The so-called Super Saiyan Infinity. How disappointing. You look like any other monkey to me. Goku stepped forward, calm and collected. You've come a long way just to insult me, Frieza. Oh, I've come to do much more than that. Frieza smiled thinly. I've come to eradicate a potential problem before it spreads. You see, I simply cannot have monkeys getting ideas about challenging their betters. King Cold chuckled behind his son. Indeed. Such delusions require correction. Vegeta stepped up beside Goku. Lord Frieza. King Cold. An honor I didn't expect. Ah, Vegeta. Frieza's smile turned colder. My faithless pet. Did you really think I wouldn't notice your little conspiracy? The scouters record everything, you know. It was worth a try, Vegeta replied with false casualness. Frieza's hover chair descended until he stood on the ground. I'll give you one chance, Vegeta. Kill this upstart now, and I might forgive your treachery. The Saiyan Prince scoffed. You know I can't do that. Can't. Or won't. Frieza's tail swished behind him. Have you become weak like these earthlings, Vegeta? Sentimental. Pragmatic, Vegeta corrected. Kakarot's power is our best chance against you. Frieza sighed dramatically. As I feared. Infection has set in. He turned to his forces. Kill them all. Except the one claiming to be Super Saiyan Infinity, he's mine. The soldiers rushed forward in a wave of energy blasts and battle cries. Earth's defenders met them head-on, Piccolo, Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha engaging multiple opponents at once while Vegeta targeted Zarbon and Dodoria specifically. Goku remained still, eyes locked with Frieza's. You could leave now. Go back to your empire and leave Earth alone. How generous. Frieza chuckled. But I didn't become ruler of the universe by ignoring threats. His body began to transform, growing taller, more muscular. Let me show you my second form. The transformation completed with a burst of power that created a crater beneath Frieza. Now much larger, with longer horns and spikes protruding from his back and arms, he grinned malevolently. Shall we begin? Goku didn't wait for another word. He launched forward, still in his base form, throwing a testing punch that Frieza blocked with his forearm. The impact created a shockwave that flattened the landscape for miles. Interesting, Frieza noted. Strong even without transformation. But not nearly enough. His tail whipped around, catching Goku's side and sending him flying through several mountains. Before Goku could recover, Frieza was there, raining down punches and kicks at blinding speed. Goku blocked some, took others, assessing his opponent's strength. Frieza was holding back too, testing him similarly. Is this all? Frieza taunted. Where's this legendary power I've heard so much about? Goku smiled through a bloodied lip. Just warming up. He gathered his ki, transforming partially, his hair rising slightly with blue electricity crackling around him, but not the full Super Saiyan Infinity yet. His speed and strength increased dramatically, allowing him to land several solid blows that actually hurt Frieza. Better. Frieza exclaimed, genuinely excited now. But still not what I came to see. He transformed again, his body sleeker, more streamlined in his third form. Let's escalate. The battle intensified, their movements creating sonic booms across the wasteland. Each clash sent tremors through the earth. Nearby, the other fights continued, Vegeta holding his own against Zarbon and Dodoria while the Earth fighters gradually overcame the soldiers through teamwork. King Cold watched it all with mild interest, not yet deigning to join the fray. Frieza does enjoy playing with his food, he remarked to no one in particular. After a particularly fierce exchange that left both combatants panting, Frieza floated upward. I grow tired of these preliminaries. Let me show you my final form, the one that will erase you from existence. His body changed again, shrinking back to a size similar to his first form but sleeker, smoother, without horns. Pure white with purple biogems, he exuded power that made the air itself feel heavy. This is my true form, Frieza announced. No one has seen it and lived to tell the tale. Goku sensed the astronomical increase in power. Now we're getting somewhere. Indeed. Shall I demonstrate? Frieza raised one finger, and a small ball of energy formed at its tip. This planet's moon, you don't particularly need it, do you? The tiny energy ball shot skyward at incredible speed. Seconds later, a flash lit up the sky as Earth's moon exploded into countless fragments. Just a sample, Frieza smiled. Your turn, monkey. Show me this infinity power, or the next demonstration will be your planet's core. Goku closed his eyes briefly, centering himself. Kronos' warning echoed in his mind, defeat Frieza too easily, too completely, and the arbiters will deem you too dangerous to exist freely. He needed to win, but not without effort. A delicate balance to maintain while facing such a threat. Alright, Frieza. Goku planted his feet firmly. You asked for it. The transformation came fully now, hair rising and shifting through gold to the deep blue with silver streaks, eyes changing to glowing blue-white, aura expanding in waves that pushed back everything around him. The earth beneath him cracked in a spiderweb pattern extending for miles. Frieza's confident smile faltered slightly. Well, well. So the legend has some truth to it after all. In his transformed state, Goku could see Frieza differently, not just his physical form but the energy flowing through him, the subtle weaknesses in his stance, the flickers of unease behind his eyes. Last chance, Frieza. Leave Earth in peace. Never. Frieza launched forward with a barrage of punches that would have pulverized planets. Goku met him blow for blow, their clash creating shockwaves that shattered the landscape around them. Unlike with Vegeta, Goku wasn't merely dodging, this was a real fight requiring his full attention. Nearby, the other battles paused as everyone, friend and foe alike, stared in awe at the cosmic-level confrontation. Even King Cold stepped forward, his expression changing from boredom to concern. Impossible, he muttered. No Saiyan should possess such power. Vegeta, having dispatched Zarbon and now holding Dodoria by the throat, laughed breathlessly. Behold the power of Super Saiyan Infinity, Cold. Your dynasty ends today. The fight rose into the stratosphere, Goku and Frieza trading blows that could be seen from space like miniature supernovas. Despite the ferocity of Frieza's attacks, Goku maintained a slight edge, landing more hits, taking less damage. Frieza began to show signs of frustration. What are you? This goes beyond any Super Saiyan legend. I told you, Goku replied, blocking a kick and countering with an elbow strike that sent Frieza reeling. Super Saiyan Infinity. Power beyond power. No one surpasses Lord Frieza. The tyrant raised both hands overhead, gathering a massive ball of energy that grew until it dwarfed mountains below. Die with your planet, monkey. He hurled the death ball directly at Goku, who caught it with both hands. The force pushed him back toward Earth, the deadly energy searing his palms despite his transformed state. For a moment, it seemed the attack might overwhelm him. Goku strained against the massive energy ball, feeling it inch closer to the planet's surface. Infinite power requires infinite restraint. Understanding flowed through him. This wasn't just about raw strength, it was about control, about wisdom. Not crushing his opponent with overwhelming force, but turning that force back upon itself. With a roar of effort, Goku began to compress the death ball, condensing its energy rather than simply deflecting it. The massive sphere shrank under his guidance, compressing until he held something the size of a baseball, all that destructive power contained, controlled. Impossible. Frisia's eyes widened in disbelief. Goku looked at the compressed energy in his palm, then back at Frisia. Your power turned against itself. That's your weakness, Frisia. You understand force, but not control. He flicked the compressed energy ball back at Frisia with pinpoint accuracy. The tyrant tried to dodge, but the ball curved to follow him, detonating on impact. The explosion momentarily outshone the sun. When the light faded, Frisia remained, badly injured, missing half his tail and with deep burns across his body, but alive and furious. You! He charged again, abandoning technique for rage-fueled attacks. Goku met his assault calmly, methodically, each movement precise and efficient. As the fight continued, the gap between them widened, Frisia tiring, becoming sloppier, while Goku maintained his focus and energy. Below, King Cold finally entered the fray, targeting Earth's defenders who had finished off his soldiers. Piccolo, Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha found themselves fighting defensively against this new threat, even with Vegeta joining them after defeating Dodoria. Father! Frisia called out, desperation creeping into his voice. He's too strong for me alone. King Cold looked up from his casual assault on the Earth fighters. Together, then. He rose into the air, joining his son against Goku. Father and son attacked simultaneously from different angles. Even for Goku in his transformed state, fighting both proved challenging. Cold's style was more refined than Frisia's, his power nearly equal. 2-on-1. Goku managed a smile despite taking several heavy blows. Not very sporting. We're not sportsmen, Cold replied coolly, landing a punch that actually drew blood from Goku's lip. We're conquerors. The battle intensified further. Goku found himself genuinely pressed, needing to tap deeper into Super Saiyan Infinity's power. As he did, the blue in his hair brightened, the silver streaks widening, his aura expanding. More power. Frisia snarled. Fine. We'll use more too. Both Frisia and Cold began powering up to their maximum, their combined auras creating a purple-red storm in the sky. The planet itself trembled under the energy being unleashed. Below, Vegeta looked up in alarm. If this continues, they'll destroy the planet regardless of who wins. We need to help Goku, Krillin insisted. How? Piccolo demanded. We just get in his way at this level. Maybe not, Tien said thoughtfully. Remember the spirit bomb technique Master Roshi mentioned? If Goku could gather energy from all of us. Worth a try, Yamcha agreed. But how do we tell him? As if hearing their conversation, Goku glanced down briefly. An idea formed in his mind, not a spirit bomb, but something similar. A way to use the combined energy of Earth itself to end this without fully unleashing his power. He needed a moment to concentrate. Dodging another coordinated assault from Frisia and Cold, Goku teleported away, reappearing miles distant. Running away? Frisia mocked. Goku didn't respond. Instead, he placed his palms against the air as if touching an invisible wall. His transformed state allowed him to connect with the planet's energy field, the natural key flowing through all living things. What's he doing? Cold asked suspiciously. Whatever it is, we don't give him time to finish. Frisia charged forward. Too late. Goku had connected with Earth's energy grid. Rather than pulling energy from it like the spirit bomb, he used his own power as a catalyst, creating a resonance that amplified the natural forces. The sky darkened, lightning flashing between clouds that formed spontaneously. As Frisia and Cold closed in, Goku looked up, eyes glowing brighter than before. This ends now. He thrust both palms outward. What emerged wasn't a beam or a ball, but a wave, a ripple in reality itself that caught both tyrants mid-flight. The wave didn't seem to damage them physically, yet both Frisia and Cold screamed as if in agony. "What is this?" Frisia shrieked, his body convulsing. "What are you doing to us?" "Harmony," Goku answered simply. "Your energy patterns are chaos and destruction. I'm aligning them with Earth's natural frequency. For beings like you, that's uncomfortable. Impossible." Cold roared, struggling against invisible bonds. "No one commands energy this way. Not commanding. Requesting." Goku maintained his focus, amplifying the resonance. "Earth wants to live. I'm just helping it protect itself." The wave intensified, creating visible distortions around Frisia and Cold as their chaotic energy fought against the harmonizing force. Their power, instead of being destroyed, was being redirected, realigned, a transformation more fundamental than physical damage. "Stop this." Frisia's voice had lost its cultured tone, raw panic replacing arrogance. "I'll leave your planet. I'll never return." "It's too late for promises," Goku replied. "You've destroyed too many worlds, ended too many lives." With a final push, Goku closed his hands into fists. The resonance wave collapsed inward, focusing entirely on Frisia and Cold. Their bodies glowed from within, light pouring from their eyes and mouths. "No!" Frisia's final scream cut off as both tyrants exploded, not in fire or blood, but in light. Their physical forms dissolved into particles that scattered on the wind, leaving nothing behind. Goku remained floating in the sky, his transformation still active but his energy noticeably diminished from the effort. He'd won, but not through brute force, through a deeper understanding of energy itself. Slowly, he descended to where the others waited, their faces showing mixtures of awe and concern. "Are they dead?" Krillin asked hesitantly. "Transformed," Goku corrected, his voice still carrying that resonant quality. "Their energy patterns have been completely restructured and dispersed. They can't reform as they were. Destroyed at the fundamental level," Piccolo observed. "Impressive." Vegeta approached, his expression unreadable. "The dynasty that enslaved our people for generations, gone in moments." He looked at Goku with newfound respect. "How does it feel, Kakarot?" "Not as satisfying as you might think," Goku admitted, allowing his transformation to fade. His hair returned to black, eyes to normal, though an subtle aura still clung to him like an afterimage. "There's always a cost to ending lives, even ones as destructive as theirs." "Philosophical now, are we?" Vegeta snorted, but without real malice. "Well, the universe is better without them, regardless of how it happened." Before anyone could respond, the air above them shimmered. A vertical line appeared, widening into what could only be described as a tear in reality itself. From this opening emerged three figures unlike anything they'd seen before, humanoid in basic shape but composed of what looked like condensed starlight and shadow. They wore no clothing but seemed covered in symbols that shifted constantly across their forms. "The Astral Arbiters," Goku whispered, recognizing them from Kronos' warning. The tallest Arbiter spoke, its voice somehow inside everyone's mind rather than heard through ears, "Kakarot of Earth. Wielder of Super Saiyan Infinity. You have disrupted the cosmic balance." The Earth fighters moved protectively around Goku, though what they could do against such beings was questionable. "He just saved our planet." Krillin protested. "Probably the whole universe." "Balance requires balance," another Arbiter stated. "Power such as his cannot exist unchecked." Goku stepped forward. "I used the power responsibly. I didn't destroy Frisia and Cold, I transformed them. A distinction without difference." The third Arbiter moved closer, examining Goku with eyes that seemed to see through him. "Your potential exceeds the safety parameters of this reality." "What does that mean?" Piccolo demanded. It means, the first arbiter explained, that containment is required. Containment? Vegeta snarled. You mean imprisonment? After he saved countless worlds from Frisia's tyranny? The cosmos does not operate on morality but on balance. The arbiters moved in unison, surrounding Goku. Super Saiyan Infinity was never meant for mortal vessels. Its presence in this timeline threatens the fabric of all realities. Goku remained calm. Kronos gave me this power for a reason. Kronos exceeded his authority. The tallest arbiter reached toward Goku, hand glowing with symbols. We come to correct that error. Before the hand could touch him, a new tier opened in reality. From it emerged the cloaked figure Goku had spoken with on the beach, Kronos, now fully materialized and radiating power that matched the arbiters. I acted within my purview, Kronos stated, voice echoing across dimensions. This timeline was designated for intervention. By whom? Demanded the lead arbiter. By the Council of Watchers. Kronos moved between Goku and the arbiters. Kakarot has proven worthy of the power. He defeated the greatest threat to this galaxy's evolution without destroying the natural order. He possesses power beyond containment. Yet contains it himself, through wisdom and restraint. Kronos turned to Goku. You did well. The test is passed. Test. Goku blinked in surprise. This was a test. Everything is. Kronos faced the arbiters again. He didn't unleash his full potential, even when facing extinction. He found a third path, as I knew he would. The arbiters conferred silently, symbols flashing between them in communication beyond mortal understanding. Finally, the tallest spoke again. Conditional probation. The power remains but under observation. Any significant disruption to cosmic balance will result in immediate extraction. Kronos nodded. Fair terms. He turned to Goku. They will be watching you, Kakarot. Use your power wisely. I will, Goku promised. But I still don't understand, why me? Why this timeline? Because in every other, you achieved this power too late, after too much suffering. Kronos' hood shifted, revealing glimpses of a face composed of flowing timelines. This world deserved mercy. Before Goku could ask more questions, another tier opened, larger than before, revealing a glimpse of a realm beyond comprehension, where time itself seemed visible as physical streams. The council summons us, one arbiter announced. This matter requires higher deliberation. Indeed. Kronos turned to Goku one last time. Remember what I taught you. Infinite power requires infinite restraint. With that, both Kronos and the arbiters vanished into the tear, which sealed itself, leaving no trace it had ever existed. For several long moments, no one spoke. The battlefield around them lay in ruins, mountains shattered, craters everywhere, the remnants of Frisia's and Cold's forces scattered or fled. Finally, Krillin broke the silence. So, did we just witness a cosmic court hearing? Goku laughed, tension releasing. Something like that. And we won. Yamcha added hopefully. On probation, apparently, Piccolo noted dryly. Vegeta approached Goku, his expression serious. Kakarot. That power. I need to know if it's possible for other Saiyans to achieve it. Goku considered this. Kronos unlocked it in me, but maybe the potential exists in all Saiyans. With proper training. Hope flickered in Vegeta's eyes, not just ambition, but something deeper. The hope of connection to his heritage, to what Saiyans were meant to be before Frisia corrupted their path. Then train me, Vegeta said, the words clearly difficult for his pride. Not as prince to subject, but as Saiyan to Saiyan. Goku extended his hand. Partners, then. Earth could use more defenders with what we've seen today. After a moment's hesitation, Vegeta clasped his arm in the traditional Saiyan warrior grip. Partners. For now. As they made their way back toward Kame House, Goku felt a weight lifted from his shoulders. The immediate threat was gone, and though cosmic forces now watched his every move, he had passed their test. Earth was safe, his family secure. Yet something told him this was just the beginning. Super Saiyan Infinity had changed everything, not just for him, but for the universe itself. New challenges would come, new enemies, perhaps even new allies. For now, though, he simply wanted to see his wife and son. To hold them and assure them that, at least for today, all was well. In the vast darkness of space, amid the debris that had once been Earth's moon, something stirred. A fragment of energy, a spark of consciousness, too small to detect, too persistent to die completely. Revenge, thought the fragment that had once been Frisia. Transform me. Scatter me. I will return. The spark drifted, seeking. Others like it called faintly across the void, pieces of what had been cold, shards of consciousness refusing extinction. It would take time, perhaps years, perhaps centuries, but hatred was patient. And in a universe where beings could tear holes in reality itself, anything was possible. The game had changed, but it was far from over. Chapter 3, Beyond Infinity. 6 months passed since Frisia and King Cold's defeat. Peace settled over Earth like a warm blanket, though for Goku, it felt more like the eye of a storm. The Arbiter's watchful presence lingered at the edge of his awareness, invisible observers cataloging his every use of Super Saiyan Infinity. Dawn broke over the mountains as Goku meditated beneath a waterfall, the rushing water barely registering against his skin. Since the battle, he'd focused on mastery rather than raw power, control, precision, understanding the energy that flowed through him. Still at it, huh? Krillin's voice broke his concentration. Goku opened his eyes, smiling at his oldest friend standing on the riverbank. Morning training. Best part of the day. If you say so. Krillin tossed him a towel as he stepped out of the waterfall. Chi-Chi sent me. Says if you're not back for breakfast, she's feeding your portion to the dinosaurs. Goku laughed. Can't have that. He dried off quickly, pulling his GI top over his head. How's the new training center coming along? Bulma's finishing the gravity controls today. Should handle up to 500 G without breaking. Krillin shook his head in amazement. Still can't believe Vegeta trains at 400 G now. The guy's determined. He's making incredible progress. Goku's tone held genuine respect. The gap between us is closing. They took to the air, flying toward the Sun family home nestled in the mountains. Below, forests and rivers passed in a blur of green and blue. Speaking of progress, Krillin ventured, how's Gohan's training going? Pride lit up Goku's face. Amazing. Chi-Chi finally agreed to let me train him properly after what happened. The kid's a natural, might surpass both me and Vegeta someday. That's strong, huh? It's not just strength. He thinks differently, sees patterns in energy I never noticed. Goku's expression turned thoughtful. Sometimes I wonder if that's why Kronos chose this timeline. Maybe it was about Gohan all along. Krillin shot him a sideways glance. Still no sign of that hooded weirdo since the Arbiters showed up. Nothing. But I know he's out there, watching just like they are. As they approached Goku's home, the smell of breakfast wafted through the air, eggs, rice, and the massive fish Goku had caught yesterday. His stomach rumbled in anticipation. Chi-Chi stood on the porch, hands on her hips but a smile threatening the corners of her mouth. There you are. I was about to send out a search party. Sorry. Lost track of time. Goku swept her into a hug, planting a kiss on her forehead. Where's Gohan? Inside, finishing his morning studies. I told him no training until his math is done. Goku grinned. That's my brilliant boy. The compromise they'd reached after the Frisia incident, mornings for academics, afternoons for training, worked surprisingly well. Gohan excelled at both, his mind as sharp as his fighting instincts. Inside, Gohan sat at the table surrounded by textbooks, his pencil moving rapidly across paper. He looked up as they entered, face lighting up. "Dad!" "Krillin!" He jumped up, abandoning equations for hugs. "Hey, Squirt!" Krillin ruffled his hair. "Solving the mysteries of the universe over there?" "Just algebra." Gohan made a face. "Mom says I need it, but I don't see how it helps with fighting." Chi-Chi cleared her throat pointedly as she brought steaming dishes to the table. "Your mom's right," Goku said quickly. "The best warriors understand patterns, trajectories, that's all math when you think about it." Gohan considered this, then nodded. "I guess that makes sense." As they settled around the table, Goku couldn't help but marvel at how much had changed, not just the world, but himself. The carefree martial artist had become something else. Something more. Responsibilities beyond fighting tournaments or even saving Earth now rested on his shoulders. Cosmic balance itself apparently depended on his choices. "Earth to Goku," Chi-Chi waved her hand before his face. "You're a million miles away." "Sorry." He smiled, reaching for the rice. "Just thinking about how lucky I am." Chi-Chi's expression softened. She understood more than she let on, the weight he carried, the constant presence of unseen watchers. At night, when nightmares of cosmic forces and infinite power jolted him awake, she was there, anchoring him to humanity with her very ordinary, very precious love. Breakfast passed with easy conversation, Krillin describing Yamcha's latest baseball victory, Gohan excitedly sharing a science discovery, Chi-Chi planning a visit to her father's castle. Normal life, precious in its simplicity. As they finished eating, a familiar energy signature approached, strong, focused, unmistakable. "Vegeta's coming," Goku announced, seconds before a knock at the door confirmed it. Chi-Chi sighed. "That man has the worst timing." Goku opened the door to find the Saiyan prince in his blue training suit, arms crossed impatiently. "Kakarot. We had a session scheduled. After breakfast, yeah. Come in. There's plenty left." Vegeta hesitated, these domestic scenes still made him uncomfortable, but the smell of food won out. He stepped inside with a curt nod to Chi-Chi and Krillin. "Morning, Vegeta." Gohan greeted cheerfully. Over the months, he developed a certain admiration for the prince's disciplined approach to training. "Boy." Vegeta acknowledged with what passed for warmth from him. He turned to Goku. "Bulma finished the new gravity chamber. We should test its limits today." "Sounds fun." Goku helped himself to another serving of fish. "Gohan's joining us this afternoon. You should see the new technique he's developed." Pride and possessiveness flickered across Vegeta's face. His relationship with Gohan remained complicated, respect for the boy's growing power mixed with resentment that Kakarot's half-human offspring showed such potential. "The boy has talent," Vegeta admitted grudgingly. "For a half-breed." Chi-Chi's chopstick snapped between her fingers. "Watch it, Prince. That's my son you're talking about." To everyone's surprise, Vegeta inclined his head slightly. No insult intended. His Saiyan blood shows strongly despite the dilution. Coming from Vegeta, this practically constituted a compliment. Chi-Chi looked mollified, though she still glared as she fetched new chopsticks. Krillin cleared his throat. "So, any word from our cosmic friends lately?" "Nothing direct," Goku answered. "But I feel them watching, especially during transformation." "They fear what they can't control," Vegeta said dismissively. "Typical bureaucrats, even on a cosmic scale." Goku shook his head. "It's more than that. They're genuinely concerned about balance. Super Saiyan Infinity isn't just another power-up, it's something fundamental, something that shouldn't exist in our reality. Which makes it all the more valuable," Vegeta pointed out. "Once I achieve it, if," Goku corrected gently. We still don't know if it can be learned or if it required Kronos' intervention. Vegeta's expression darkened. 6 months of intensive training had yielded results. He'd achieved a form close to traditional Super Saiyan, his hair flickering gold during moments of peak exertion, but Super Saiyan Infinity remained frustratingly out of reach. Before the conversation could grow tense, Gohan spoke up. "Dad, remember that weird energy pattern we felt last week during high-altitude training? Could that have been them?" Goku looked at his son with interest. "Maybe. What did you notice about it?" "It felt like folded space. Like something watching from behind a curtain." Gohan's brow furrowed in concentration. "Not hostile, just evaluating." Krillin raised an eyebrow. "Kid's got quite the sensing abilities." "Better than mine already," Goku agreed proudly. The conversation shifted to training plans for the day. As they finished breakfast and prepared to leave, Chi-Chi pulled Goku aside. "Be careful with Gohan today. Vegeta pushes too hard sometimes." "I'll watch out for him," Goku promised, kissing her cheek. "We won't be late for dinner." She smiled, but concern lingered in her eyes. "I know things seem peaceful now, but I can't shake this feeling." "What feeling?" "That something's coming. Something big." Goku squeezed her hand. "If it does, we'll handle it together." Capsule Corporation's new training facility stood separate from the main compound, a massive dome reinforced with alien technology. Salvaged from Frisia's ship. Inside, Bulma made final adjustments to the control panel while Dr. Brief checked readings on a tablet. 500 times Earth's gravity, the old scientist marveled. "Never thought I'd live to see such a thing." "Goku and Vegeta aren't exactly normal test subjects, Dad." Bulma tightened the final bolt and closed the panel. "Though I'm still not convinced this is safe. One structural failure at that level would create a very localized black hole," Dr. Brief finished cheerfully. "But I've triple-checked the reinforcements. Should hold up fine unless they really cut loose. That's what worries me." Bulma wiped grease from her hands. "Vegeta's been obsessed with catching up to Goku. He's pushing limits even a Saiyan shouldn't push." Dr. Brief chuckled. "Reminds me of someone else I know who doesn't understand the concept of impossible." Bulma was saved from responding by the arrival of their test subjects. Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and Krillin entered through the main doors, examining the chamber with varying degrees of enthusiasm. "Bulma. This is incredible." Goku walked the perimeter, admiring the reinforced walls and ceiling. "It better be, for what it cost." She handed him a wristband. "Wear this at all times inside. If your vitals drop too low or the structural integrity becomes compromised, it'll automatically shut down the gravity and alert emergency services." "Emergency services?" Krillin laughed nervously. "That's reassuring." Vegeta scoffed, though he accepted a wristband without argument. "Unnecessary precautions. Saiyans are built for extreme conditions." "Humor me," Bulma replied dryly. "I'd rather not explain to Chi-Chi why her husband and son got flattened into pancakes." Gohan examined the control panel with scientific curiosity. "How did you manage to generate a localized gravitational field without affecting the surrounding area?" "Contained field generators," Bulma explained, clearly pleased by his interest. "They create an envelope effect. Inside this dome, physics plays by different rules." "Enough technical babble," Vegeta interrupted. "Let's test this machine's limits." Bulma rolled her eyes but stepped toward the exit with her father and Krillin. "Start at 100 G and work up gradually. The emergency override is that red button, though it should activate automatically if needed." "We'll be careful," Goku promised, though his eyes gleamed with excitement at the challenge. Once they were alone, Vegeta immediately moved to the controls. 100 gravity is a warm-up. Let's begin at 300. "Not with Gohan here," Goku countered firmly. "We start at 50 and increase slowly." Surprisingly, Vegeta conceded without argument. Perhaps he was learning restraint, or more likely, he didn't want responsibility if Kakarot's offspring got injured. The training session began smoothly. At 50 times Earth's gravity, Gohan moved with barely noticeable effort, a testament to how far he'd come in 6 months. They progressed through combat drills, each increase in gravity presenting new challenges. At 200 G, Gohan finally showed signs of strain, his movements becoming slightly labored. "I can keep going," he insisted when Goku suggested he take a break. Determination, Vegeta noted with approval. A true Saiyan quality. They pushed to 250 G, then 300 G. At this level, Gohan could still move, but fighting became difficult. He shifted to energy manipulation instead, practicing precise ki control while the adults continued physical combat. "Watch this, Dad." Gohan formed a sphere of energy between his palms, then molded it into complex shapes, first a cube, then a pyramid, finally a spiraling helix that rotated and pulsed with different colors. "Amazing control," Goku observed, momentarily pausing his sparring with Vegeta. "When did you learn to manipulate energy like that?" "I've been practicing at night," Gohan admitted. "I can feel the patterns better when everything's quiet." Vegeta studied the boy's energy construct with genuine interest. Energy shaping at this level of detail is an advanced technique. Most warriors never develop such precision. Gohan beamed at the rare praise. "I was thinking it might be useful in battle, creating energy structures instead of just blasts." "Smart thinking," Goku agreed. Unpredictable attacks often work better than raw power. They continued training, pushing to 350 G. At this level, only Goku and Vegeta could move freely, though Gohan managed basic movements through sheer determination. "Time for a real test," Vegeta announced after 2 hours of intense training. 400 gravity. Goku nodded, but pointed to Gohan. "You sit this one out, son. Observe from the lower gravity section." For once, Gohan didn't argue. He moved to the chamber's edge where Bulma had installed a sectioned area that maintained Earth normal gravity for observation and recovery. The moment the gravity increased to 400 G, the difference became stark. Even Goku and Vegeta moved with visible effort, each punch and kick requiring significant force to execute. Their sparring intensified, Vegeta driving forward with increasingly desperate attacks, Goku responding with calculated precision. "Stop holding back." Vegeta growled after Goku easily avoided a combination that should have connected. "Show me your full power." "That wouldn't be fair," Goku replied calmly, blocking another barrage of strikes. "Fair?" Vegeta laughed bitterly. "Was it fair that you, a low-class warrior, received power beyond legend while I, the prince, train endlessly for scraps of progress?" "Vegeta, transform." Vegeta demanded, his aura flaring brighter as he pushed himself further. "Show me Super Saiyan Infinity. Let me see what I'm fighting to achieve." Goku hesitated, glancing at Gohan who watched with rapt attention. "The Arbiters, to hell with them." Vegeta gathered energy between his hands, his hair beginning to lift and flash gold momentarily. Final flash. The massive beam of energy shot toward Goku, who had no choice but to respond. He transformed, not to full Super Saiyan Infinity, but to an intermediate state he developed during months of practice. His hair rose and turned golden, electricity crackling around him, but without the blue-silver coloration of his maximum form. With one hand, he caught Vegeta's attack, compressing and redirecting it harmlessly into the reinforced ceiling where specialized panels absorbed the energy. "This is traditional Super Saiyan," Goku explained, maintaining the golden form. "The stage before infinity. This, I believe, you can achieve." Vegeta stared, his frustration momentarily forgotten. "You've isolated the intermediate transformation." "With practice. Super Saiyan Infinity is too much for most situations. This form gives significant power without risking cosmic attention." From the observation area, Gohan watched with wide eyes. It's like the difference between a controlled fire and a supernova. Precisely. Goku powered down to his base form. Vegeta, you're closer to this level than you realize. Your hair flashed gold several times during that exchange. Rather than encouragement, this seemed to frustrate the prince further. I don't want the intermediate stage. I need the full power. Why? Goku asked simply. What enemy requires such strength now? It's not about enemies, Vegeta snapped. It's about birthright. I am the prince of all Saiyans. Such power should be mine by right. Power isn't a birthright, Goku countered gently. It's a responsibility. The gravity suddenly returned to normal, causing all three of them to stumble slightly at the unexpected change. The main door hissed open, revealing a concerned-looking Bulma. Sorry to interrupt your testosterone contest, but we've got a situation. What kind of situation? Goku asked, immediately alert. Something's happening at the North Pole. Massive energy readings unlike anything our instruments have seen before. She held up a tablet showing wild fluctuations across multiple spectrums. Piccolo's already heading there. He said to tell you it feels like reality thinning. Goku and Vegeta exchanged glances, momentary disagreement forgotten in the face of a potential threat. Gohan, go home and tell your mother what's happening, Goku instructed. Then go to Master Roshi's and wait with the others. But Dad, no arguments this time. Goku's tone left no room for discussion. Whatever this is, it's big. I need to know you're safe. Reluctantly, Gohan nodded. Be careful. Always am. Goku ruffled his hair before turning to Vegeta. Ready for a field test of that new training? The prince smirked, his earlier frustration channeled into anticipation for battle. About time something interesting happened around here. The Arctic air bit through even Saiyan resilience as Goku and Vegeta touched down on a massive ice shelf. Piccolo was already there, cape billowing in the frigid wind as he stared at what could only be described as a wound in reality itself, a vertical tear hanging in the air, edges shimmering with colors that shouldn't exist in the natural spectrum. What is it? Goku asked, approaching cautiously. Some kind of portal, Piccolo replied without taking his eyes off the phenomenon. It appeared about an hour ago and has been growing steadily since. Vegeta studied the tear with suspicion. Similar to how the Arbiters arrived, but different. This feels chaotic. Goku extended his senses toward the anomaly. Unlike the clean precision of the Arbiter's dimensional doors, this tear felt jagged, forced, like something clawing its way through rather than opening a proper door. Something's coming through, he warned, seconds before the tear widened violently. A figure emerged, humanoid but wrong somehow, proportions slightly off, skin shifting between solid and translucent. It wore armor made of what looked like crystallized time, patterns flowing across its surface in hypnotic swirls. Goku, it spoke, voice echoing as if coming from multiple sources simultaneously. Champion of Timeline E615. I've been looking for you. Who are you? Goku asked, dropping into a defensive stance. The figure offered a smile that didn't reach its eyes. A messenger. You've been summoned. Summoned by whom? Piccolo demanded. The cosmic hierarchy. The true powers beyond your arbiters and watchers. The messenger's form flickered like a badly tuned television. Your presence has been requested in the Court of Ages. Vegeta stepped forward. Kakarot goes nowhere without explanation. The messenger's gaze shifted to the Saiyan prince, then dismissed him as irrelevant. The matter concerns the power known as Super Saiyan Infinity. Its presence in this reality has drawn attention from higher authorities than those who previously intervened. Kronos mentioned something about this, Goku recalled. A council beyond the arbiters. Far beyond. The messenger extended a hand, the tear behind it widening further. Come. They await. And if I refuse? The messenger's expression remained pleasant, but the temperature dropped another 20 degrees. This is not a request that can be refused, champion. The hierarchy does not ask twice. Goku considered his options. Fighting seemed pointless, this being wasn't fully present in their reality, more projection than physical entity. Running would only delay the inevitable. How long will I be gone? He asked finally. Time flows differently in the Court of Ages. It could be moments here, or days. The messenger's form stabilized slightly. Your friends may believe you've been gone for weeks, or perhaps you'll return before they notice your absence. That's not reassuring, Piccolo growled. Goku turned to his companions. If I don't return within a day, tell Chi-Chi and Gohan what happened. And he hesitated, then met Vegeta's eyes. Continue Gohan's training. He has potential beyond either of us. Vegeta's jaw tightened, but he nodded once. Don't die in some cosmic courtroom, Kakarot. That would be a pathetic end for a Saiyan. I'll take that as good luck. Goku smiled briefly, then faced the messenger. I'll come, but I want your word that no harm will come to Earth while I'm gone. Earth is of no interest to the hierarchy except as your home. The messenger gestured toward the portal. After you. With a final nod to his friends, Goku stepped through the tear in reality. The sensation defied description, like being pulled in every direction simultaneously while also being compressed to a single point. Colors and sounds that had no names in human language washed over him, through him. When the disorientation passed, Goku found himself standing in what appeared to be an infinite courtroom. The floor beneath him looked solid enough, polished material like marble but slightly translucent, showing swirling galaxies beneath. Above, instead of a ceiling, vast cosmic bodies moved in patterns too complex to follow. Surrounding him in a semicircle were 7 thrones, each occupied by a being that seemed to shift between forms, sometimes appearing humanoid, sometimes as pure energy, sometimes as mathematical equations given substance. Kakarot of Earth, spoke the central figure, voice neither male nor female but somehow both and neither. Welcome to the Court of Ages. Goku bowed slightly, instinct telling him respect was appropriate. Thank you for having me. Though I'm not sure why I'm here. You are here, said another member, this one's form resembling cascading water that never fell, because you possess power that threatens the cosmic balance. Super Saiyan Infinity, Goku acknowledged. I didn't ask for it. Yet you use it, noted a third, whose body seemed composed of living crystal. And in doing so, create ripples across the multiverse. The central figure leaned forward. We are the cosmic hierarchy, maintainers of order across all timelines and dimensions. When Kronos granted you this power, he exceeded his authority as a watcher. He said this timeline deserved mercy, Goku recalled. Perhaps, conceded the water-like being. But mercy cannot come at the cost of universal stability. Goku straightened, meeting their gazes directly. I've used the power responsibly. I saved countless lives by stopping Frisia. True, the crystal entity acknowledged. But the method troubles us. You didn't simply destroy Frisia and Cold, you fundamentally altered their energy patterns, rewriting the very fabric of their existence. Such manipulation goes beyond physical force, added another hierarchy member, this one appearing as living flame. It approaches the powers reserved for cosmic entities. The central figure rose, towering over Goku though its exact dimensions seemed impossible to gauge. We face a decision, allow you to retain this power under strict oversight, or remove it entirely. Remove it. Goku tensed. You can do that? We can do many things, champion. The figure's voice held neither threat nor reassurance, simply fact. But before we decide, you must prove yourself worthy. How? The courtroom shifted around them, reforming into what appeared to be an arena of impossible scale, the fighting area itself reasonably sized, but the surroundings extending into infinity, populated by spectators from countless species and realities. The Tournament of Ages, announced the central figure, now seated in a higher position overlooking the arena. Defeat our champions, and you may keep your power. Fail, and it will be removed, painlessly, but permanently. That's it? Just fighting? Goku couldn't help but smile. Tournaments were familiar ground. Not just fighting, corrected the water being. Each champion tests a different aspect of worthiness. Power alone will not suffice. The crystal entity gestured, and a figure appeared across the arena, humanoid but clearly not human, skin blue and metallic, eyes glowing white. Your first opponent, Chronix, master of temporal combat. Goku settled into his fighting stance, energy humming through his body. What are the rules? Win by any means necessary, replied the flame entity. Death is impossible here, defeat means only loss of the match. And transformation? Permitted, but consider carefully when to use it. The central figure raised its hand. Begin. Chronix moved instantly, faster than almost any opponent Goku had faced. Only his enhanced reflexes allowed him to block the first strike, a palm thrust that, despite being defended, sent him sliding backward across the arena floor. Temporal combat, Goku muttered, understanding dawning as he felt the strange energy his opponent channeled. You're manipulating time. Chronix didn't respond verbally, but its smile confirmed the assessment. The blue warrior flickered, appearing simultaneously in 3 positions, past, present, and future versions attacking in perfect coordination. Goku dodged 2 attacks but caught the third directly, a kick to his ribs that felt like being hit by a planet. He recovered mid-air, analyzing his opponent's technique. This wasn't just speed, Chronix literally existed at multiple points in time simultaneously. Conventional combat wouldn't work. Fine, Goku decided. Let's try something unconventional. Rather than attacking physically, he extended his ki awareness, sensing the patterns of Chronix's temporal manipulation. There was a rhythm to it, a mathematical precision. Once identified, Goku began moving in counterpoint, his attacks landing where Chronix would be rather than where he appeared to be. The strategy worked, his fist connected solidly with the Time Warrior's jaw, sending him stumbling. Chronix's eyes widened in surprise, then narrowed in determination. The temporal fluctuations intensified, his movements becoming even more unpredictable. The battle escalated, Goku adapting continuously, Chronix pushing his temporal abilities to their limit. Neither gained clear advantage until Goku noticed something crucial: despite existing at multiple points in time, Chronix's energy remained constant across all instances. Got you, Goku whispered, shifting tactics. Instead of targeting the warrior's body, he began disrupting the energy connecting the temporal duplicates. Each precise strike severed connections, forcing Chronix to exist more fully in the present moment. When the Time Warrior was finally limited to a single temporal instance, Goku struck decisively, a combination ending with an energy-infused palm strike to the chest that sent Chronix crashing to the arena boundary. Enough, declared the Central Hierarchy member. Victory to Kakarot of Earth. Chronix rose, bowing respectfully to Goku before vanishing. The water being leaned forward with interest. You defeated a time manipulator without resorting to your transformation. Impressive adaptation. I figured raw power wouldn't work against someone who could literally be elsewhere when the attack landed, Goku explained, rolling his shoulders. Better to understand the pattern and counter the technique. Wisdom in battle, noted the crystal entity. A promising start. But physical combat is the simplest test. The arena shifted slightly, the boundaries becoming less defined. In Chronix's place appeared a new figure, feminine in form but composed entirely of swirling energy patterns that continually reshaped themselves. Nurax, mistress of mind, announced the flame entity. Your second trial begins. Before Goku could react, his surroundings disappeared. He found himself floating in a void filled with memory fragments, scenes from his life playing out around him like broken holograms. Your mind is unusual, came Nurax's voice from everywhere and nowhere. So many contradictions. Saiyan instinct for battle merged with Earth's compassion. Incredible power tempered by humility. Thanks, I think, Goku replied, trying to get his bearings in this mental landscape. What's the challenge here? Find me, she answered simply. Within this maze of your own consciousness. But be warned, not all memories are pleasant to revisit. The fragments shifted, coalescing into a coherent scene, Goku's first meeting with his grandfather, Gohan. The old man's kind smile as he took in the aggressive Saiyan child, choosing patience over rejection. He should have left you in the woods, Nurax's voice whispered, distorting the memory. Look how you repaid his kindness. The scene changed to the terrible night when, transformed into the great ape, Goku had unknowingly killed his grandfather. Pain lanced through Goku's heart, but he steadied himself. You're using my regrets against me. That won't work. No. The mental landscape shifted again, showing Chi-Chi's tears when he chose training over family, Gohan's fear during battles he was too young to face, friends injured because they followed him into danger. Every life you touch eventually suffers, Nurax's voice insinuated. Is that the mark of a worthy wielder of cosmic power? Goku closed his eyes, centering himself. This wasn't about fighting physically, it was about mental fortitude, emotional clarity. I've made mistakes, he acknowledged, opening his eyes to face each painful memory directly. I've hurt people I care about. But I've also grown, learned, tried to be better. The mental assault intensified, painful memories amplified, regrets magnified. Through it all, Goku maintained his center, neither denying his failures nor being consumed by them. Enough distractions, he decided finally. You're hiding behind my emotions because you can't face me directly. Focusing his mental energy, a technique he developed during months of controlling Super Saiyan Infinity, Goku pushed back against the illusions. The fabricated mindscape began to crack, revealing the arena beneath. Impressive resistance, Nurax's voice admitted as her actual form became visible, still attempting to maintain the mental construct. But can you find your way out completely? I don't need to find a way out, Goku replied calmly. I just need to find you. With precision born from months of energy control practice, he sent a focused pulse of ki, not destructive, but disruptive, directly at Nurax's real form. The mental landscape shattered completely, returning them to the physical arena where she stumbled backward from the psychic feedback. Enough, declared the central hierarchy member. Victory to Kakarot of Earth. Nurax composed herself, inclining her head respectfully before vanishing like Chronix before her. Mental fortitude equal to your physical prowess, observed the water being. You refuse to be lost in regret or self-justification. Everyone has regrets, Goku said simply. They're part of growing. The crystal entity made a sound like chiming bells. 2 trials completed without transformation. Perhaps Kronos' judgment wasn't entirely flawed. The final trial tests more than mind or body, announced the flame entity as the arena transformed again. It tests the heart. The new challenger materialized, a being that appeared to be made of pure golden light, shaped vaguely like a human but with features too bright to distinguish clearly. Etheros, arbiter of essence, introduced the central figure. The most difficult challenge awaits. Goku settled into his stance, but Etheros made no aggressive move. Instead, the being spoke directly into his mind. This trial requires no combat, champion. Then what does it require? Understanding. Etheros raised a hand, and reality around them shifted. They stood now on what appeared to be Earth, but wrong somehow, cities in ruins, skies darkened, the planet clearly dying. Among the devastation walked a figure Goku recognized with shock, himself, transformed into Super Saiyan Infinity, face cold and impassive as he surveyed the destruction. What is this? Goku demanded. Timeline J238, Etheros explained. Where you gained the same power but chose differently. The scene changed, another Earth, another version of himself, this one using the power to subjugate rather than protect, ruling as a god-king over terrified populations. I would never, but you could. Etheros showed more alternate timelines, versions where Super Saiyan Infinity corrupted him completely, where the power itself became the goal rather than a means to protect. These aren't me, Goku insisted. I've had the power for months and haven't misused it. Yet. Etheros's light dimmed slightly. The final test is this: would you surrender this power willingly, knowing what it could lead to? Would you choose humanity over godhood? The question struck Goku to his core. He'd grown accustomed to the power, relied on it to protect Earth and those he loved. Without it, if another threat like Frieza appeared. Yet seeing these alternate versions of himself, the destruction that could result from one wrong choice, one moment of pride or anger. If surrendering the power is the right choice, he said finally, then yes, I would give it up. Even knowing that threats may come that you couldn't defeat without it. Goku nodded. I'd find another way. I always have. And if keeping the power meant isolation from those you love? If the price was never returning to Earth to ensure its safety? That question hurt more deeply. Never seeing Chi-Chi or Gohan again. The thought was almost unbearable. Yet if his presence endangered them. I'd pay that price, he answered softly. Their safety matters more than my happiness. Etheros studied him for what felt like eternity, golden light pulsing as if in thought. One final question, champion. If you could choose a middle path, neither full power nor none, what would it be? Goku considered this carefully. I'd choose enough to protect without the risk of corruption. Power with limits, boundaries I couldn't cross even if I wanted to. Even knowing that such limits might mean failure against certain enemies. Better to fail with honor than succeed through becoming what I fight against. Etheros's light flared brightly, then dimmed to a gentle glow. You have answered truthfully. This trial is complete. They returned to the arena where the hierarchy watched with unreadable expressions. Etheros bowed to Goku, then to the cosmic judges, before vanishing. For long moments, silence reigned. Then the central figure rose. Kakarot of Earth. You have faced our champions and proven yourself not only powerful, but wise, balanced, and humble. The massive being descended until it stood before Goku. Few have completed all three trials without resorting to their full power. Does this mean I get to keep Super Saiyan Infinity? Goku asked. In a manner of speaking. The water being joined them. Your willingness to accept limitations has shown us a possible solution. We offer you a choice, continued the crystal entity. Retain Super Saiyan Infinity in its current form, but remain here in the higher realms as its guardian. Or return to Earth with a modified version, immense power, but with cosmic safeguards that prevent universe-threatening applications. Modified how exactly? Goku asked cautiously. The transformation would remain, explained the flame entity, but its reality-altering aspects would be contained. You could not, for instance, rewrite energy patterns as you did with Frieza. Physical force, yes. Cosmic manipulation, no. Still far beyond traditional Super Saiyan, added the central figure, but within parameters that maintain universal balance. Goku didn't hesitate. I choose to return to Earth with the modified power. As we expected. The central figure raised a hand to Goku's forehead. There is, however, one more matter to address. Kronos. What about him? His intervention was unauthorized. More concerning, our investigations suggest ulterior motives. Goku frowned. What motives? Kronos himself must answer that, replied the water being. He awaits your return to Earth. He's on Earth? Now. The central figure nodded. Seeking something he believes only you can help him obtain. Be wary, champion. Not all who grant power do so from benevolence. Before Goku could ask more questions, energy flowed from the hierarchy member's hand into his body. The sensation was strange, not painful but fundamental, as if his very essence was being recalibrated. Super Saiyan Infinity remains yours, the central figure explained as the process completed, but harmonized with universal law. Use it wisely. We will be watching, champion, added the crystal entity, but no longer as potential adversaries. You have earned our respect. The courtroom began to fade around him, reality shifting once more. As dimensions blurred, the central figure's voice followed him, return to Earth, Kakarot. Confront Kronos. Discover the truth behind the gift you were given. The transition back was gentler than the journey out. Goku found himself standing exactly where he had left, on the Arctic ice shelf, with Piccolo and Vegeta nearby looking exactly as they had when he departed. Well? Vegeta demanded impatiently. What happened? Goku blinked, readjusting to earthly perception. How long was I gone? Gone. Piccolo frowned. You stepped toward that portal and it closed immediately. You've been standing there staring at nothing for about 10 seconds. 10 seconds? Goku laughed in disbelief. I was in there for hours. He quickly explained what had happened, the cosmic hierarchy, the 3 trials, and the modification to his power. So you're weaker now? Vegeta asked, predictably focusing on that aspect. Not weaker, Goku corrected. Just more, contained. I can still transform, still access almost all the power, but I can't rewrite reality the way I did with Frieza. Probably wise, Piccolo observed. That level of power shouldn't belong to any mortal, even you, Goku. Vegeta looked torn between relief that the gap had potentially narrowed and frustration that the power had been neutered before he could achieve it himself. There's more, Goku continued. Kronos, the being who gave me this power in the first place, apparently he's here on Earth right now. And the hierarchy suggested he had ulterior motives. What kind of motives? Piccolo asked suspiciously. They didn't say exactly. But we need to find him. Goku extended his senses, searching for any unusual energy signatures. There's something not right about this whole situation. Before he could locate anything, the tear in reality behind them pulsed with new energy. All 3 warriors spun to face it, dropping into defensive stances. That's not another portal, Piccolo warned. Something's coming through from the other side. The tear widened, and a familiar cloaked figure emerged, Kronos, looking exactly as Goku remembered from their brief encounters. Champion, Kronos greeted, hood concealing most of his face as always. I see you've returned from the Court of Ages. You knew they would summon me? Goku asked, not relaxing his stance. I calculated the probability. Kronos moved closer, his movements oddly fluid, as if partially disconnected from normal physics. Did they modify your power as expected? The question confirmed Goku's growing suspicions. You wanted them to change it. Why? For the first time, Kronos lowered his hood completely, revealing a face that seemed to shift between different appearances, sometimes almost human, sometimes composed of flowing timelines and mathematical equations. Because in its original form, Super Saiyan Infinity could have stopped me. His voice changed too, dropping the benevolent tone for something colder, more calculated. Now, it cannot. Stop you from what? Vegeta demanded, energy flaring around his fists. From completing what I started millennia ago. Kronos raised his arms, and the tear behind him expanded dramatically, revealing a massive device on the other side, a construct of impossible technology pulsing with energy that hurt to look at directly. What is that? Piccolo growled, squinting against the visual distortion. The chronograph, its creator answered proudly. A machine capable of rewriting time itself, not just traveling through it or observing it, but fundamentally altering its structure. Understanding dawned on Goku. You're not really a watcher, are you? Oh, I was, Kronos confirmed. Until they rejected my vision. The timeline, all timelines, are flawed, chaotic, wasteful. Trillions of beings suffering needlessly when perfection is possible. Let me guess, Vegeta sneered. With you as the perfect ruler? Not ruler. Architect. Kronos gestured toward his machine. The chronograph needs tremendous power to activate fully, power I couldn't access directly without alerting the hierarchy. But you, Kakarot, you were my conduit. The transformation, Goku realized. When you gave me Super Saiyan Infinity, you connected me to something. Precisely. The power was real, but it also formed a link, a channel through which I could gradually siphon cosmic energy without detection. Kronos smiled coldly. Each time you transformed, you fed my machine. And while the hierarchy was distracted by your trials, I completed the final calibrations. So all that talk about this timeline deserving mercy. A convenient narrative. I selected your timeline because it contained the perfect vessel, a Saiyan with extraordinary potential and a moral compass that would make the hierarchy hesitate rather than immediately eliminating you. Kronos' form solidified further as he drew power from his machine. Your modified power is still formidable, champion, but it cannot interfere with temporal mechanics as it once could. You cannot stop what comes next. Goku's eyes narrowed. We'll see about that. He transformed instantly, hair rising and turning the now familiar blue with silver streaks, though something felt subtly different. The power flowed smoothly. But certain aspects felt closed off, inaccessible. Vegeta and Piccolo flanked him, their own auras flaring to maximum. Despite the obvious power difference, they stood ready to fight alongside him. Kronos looked unimpressed. Predictable. But futile. He raised one hand, and reality around them began to distort. The ice beneath their feet cracked and reformed in impossible patterns. The air itself seemed to thicken, time flowing differently in various pockets around them. Goku launched forward, only to find himself moving at a fraction of his intended speed. Nearby, Vegeta appeared frozen mid-step, while Piccolo moved at normal pace but in the wrong direction, as if the coordinates of space itself had been scrambled. I control the fundamental forces here, Kronos explained calmly. Your physical power means nothing when I can simply rewrite the rules of its application. Goku struggled against the temporal distortion, pushing his modified Super Saiyan Infinity to its limits. He managed to break free momentarily, closing the distance to Kronos and landing a solid punch to his chest. The blow connected with tremendous force, sending Kronos skidding backward, but the temporal manipulator merely laughed, his body repairing the damage instantly by cycling through different time frames. You see. Kronos gestured, and Goku found himself flung backward by altered gravity. The hierarchy has hobbled you. The very aspects of Super Saiyan Infinity that could challenge me have been locked away. Vegeta broke free from his temporal prison with a roar of effort, launching a barrage of energy blasts that Kronos simply aged out of existence before they reached him. Piccolo attempted a different approach, stretching his arms to attack from multiple angles simultaneously, but Kronos shifted each limb into different time zones, effectively disintegrating the attack. This is the difference between power and understanding, Kronos lectured as he effortlessly countered their attacks. You have force, I have comprehension. Goku landed beside his companions, breathing heavily. We need to target the machine, not him. It's his power source. Easier said than done, Piccolo growled, regenerating an arm that had been temporarily displaced. We can't even reach him. Then we need to think beyond physical attacks, Goku replied, mind racing. The hierarchy had limited his reality manipulation abilities, but his connection to energy remained intact. Perhaps there was another approach. Vegeta, Piccolo, I need time. Distract him. Without questioning the plan, both warriors charged forward, attacking from different angles. They couldn't harm Kronos directly, but they forced him to divide his attention. Goku closed his eyes, extending his awareness beyond physical perception. The chronograph pulsed with stolen energy, his energy, harvested during each transformation. The connection still existed, flowing both ways like a river. If he used me as a conduit to gather power. Goku focused on that connection, not trying to cut it, but to reverse its flow. Instead of power flowing from him to the machine, he attempted to reclaim what had been taken, not just the energy itself, but the understanding that came with it. Kronos faltered mid-attack, sensing the disturbance. "What are you doing? Stop that." For the first time, alarm showed on his face as he abandoned the fight with Vegeta and Piccolo to focus on Goku. The link goes both ways, Goku realized aloud, eyes opening with new understanding. "You didn't just take my energy, you took knowledge, understanding. But that means..." "No." Kronos raised both hands, attempting to sever the connection, but it was too late. Information flooded into Goku's mind, the functioning of the chronograph, the principles of temporal manipulation, the true nature of Super Saiyan Infinity. Not just power, but cosmic comprehension. "The hierarchy didn't remove my abilities," Goku said with growing confidence. "They contained them behind understanding I didn't yet have." He smiled. "Understanding you just gave me." Kronos attacked desperately, hurling distortions of reality that would have annihilated ordinary beings. Goku stood firm, the newly unlocked aspects of his power allowing him to neutralize each attack. "Impossible." Kronos snarled. "They specifically limited your temporal interaction capabilities." "They limited what I could do without proper understanding," Goku corrected. "They're not opposed to power, they're opposed to power without wisdom." As the knowledge integrated fully, Goku's transformation evolved, not becoming stronger in raw terms, but more refined, more precise. The blue deepened, the silver streaks forming patterns that resembled cosmic equations. "This ends now." Goku raised his hand toward the tear in reality where the chronograph pulsed. Instead of attacking with force, he altered the boundary conditions of the portal itself, not destroying it, but changing its properties. The chronograph began to disconnect from Earth's timeline, its influence fading as the dimensional tier narrowed. "No." Kronos abandoned all pretense of control, charging Goku with raw fury. "I've waited millennia for this moment." Goku caught him by the throat, holding him immobile with one hand. "You used me. You endangered my family, my planet, countless realities, all for your vision of perfection. It would have been glorious," Kronos gasped. "A universe without suffering, without waste. Without choice," Goku countered. "Without growth. Without everything that makes life worth living." With his free hand, Goku completed the portal's reconfiguration. The chronograph, now fully disconnected from Earth's reality, began to collapse in upon itself. "What have you done?" Kronos demanded, his form starting to destabilize as his connection to the machine weakened. "Sent your machine back where it belongs, outside of time, where the hierarchy can deal with it." Goku released him, stepping back. "And you're going with it?" Kronos tried to resist, but his substance was already being drawn toward the collapsing tier. "This isn't over, champion. There are forces beyond even the hierarchy. Powers you cannot imagine." "Maybe," Goku acknowledged. "But they'll have to face us without your help." With a final cry of rage, Kronos was pulled through the dimensional tear, which sealed itself with a flash of light and a thunderclap that echoed across the Arctic wasteland. Silence fell. Goku's transformation faded gradually, returning him to normal appearance though something had fundamentally changed in his connection to the power. "What?" Vegeta finally asked, "the hell just happened?" Goku laughed tiredly. "I think I just graduated from Cosmic High School." Piccolo approached, studying him carefully. "Your energy feels different. More integrated." "The hierarchy didn't take away aspects of Super Saiyan Infinity," Goku explained. "They just locked them behind understanding I wasn't ready for. When I reversed Kronos' connection to me, I gained that understanding." "So you're back to full power?" Vegeta asked, conflicting emotions evident in his voice. "Yes and no. Goku looked at his hands thoughtfully. The power is the same, but my relationship to it has changed. It's part of me now, not something separate I tap into. And the limitations? Piccolo pressed. Still there, but self-imposed. I understand now why certain applications are dangerous. Goku smiled. The hierarchy was right, infinite power requires infinite responsibility. The implications would take time to process fully. For now, there was a more immediate concern. Let's go home, Goku suggested. Chi-Chi's probably wondering what's taking so long. Capsule Corporation buzzed with activity as everyone gathered to hear what had happened. Bulma, Dr. Brief, Master Roshi, Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, Kaiatsu, Chi-Chi, and Gohan listened with varying degrees of amazement as Goku recounted the events, the trials, the hierarchy's judgment, and Kronos' betrayal. So this Kronos character was just using you the whole time? Krillin asked incredulously. Not entirely, Goku clarified. The power he gave me was real. His motives were the lie. And now? Chi-Chi asked the question everyone was thinking. What happens with this Super Saiyan Infinity business? Goku took her hand. It's still with me, but different now. Balanced. Under control. More importantly, Bulma interjected, are there more cosmic creeps we need to worry about? This Kronos guy mentioned forces beyond the hierarchy, before he got sucked away. There are always bigger fish, Master Roshi noted philosophically, puffing on his pipe. The universe is older and stranger than we can imagine. Whatever comes next, we'll face it together, Goku assured them. Earth has proven it can handle cosmic threats. Especially with two Super Saiyans, Gohan added excitedly, pointing at Vegeta who stood somewhat apart from the group. All eyes turned to the Saiyan Prince, who scowled at the attention. During the battle with Kronos, in a moment of desperate determination, Vegeta's hair had flashed gold and stayed that way briefly, the traditional Super Saiyan transformation finally manifesting. Don't make a big deal of it, he growled. It's just the beginning. It's a huge achievement, Goku corrected sincerely. You reached it through pure determination and training. That's more impressive than having it handed to you by some cosmic entity. Something close to gratitude flickered across Vegeta's face before his usual scowl returned. I'll still surpass you eventually, Kakarot. Count on it. I'm counting on all of you, Goku replied, looking around at his friends and family. Whatever cosmic forces are out there, Earth's greatest strength isn't just power, it's the people willing to stand together against any threat. Chi-Chi leaned against him. Just promise me one thing. Anything. Next time cosmic entities want to summon you, tell them to make an appointment. She poked his chest firmly. Some of us would like a normal family life occasionally. Laughter broke the tension. Plans were made for celebration, for future training, for preparing Earth's defenses against whatever might come next. As the gathering broke into smaller conversations, Goku stepped outside onto Capsule Corp's balcony. The night sky stretched above him, stars twinkling like distant watchers. Somewhere out there, the hierarchy observed. Beyond them, perhaps other forces waited. But here on Earth, his home, his family, his purpose remained clear. Super Saiyan Infinity had changed him forever, but it hadn't changed what mattered most, his connection to this world and the people he loved. Gohan joined him at the railing. Dad? Do you think I'll ever be able to transform like you and Vegeta? Goku placed a hand on his son's shoulder. You'll find your own path, Gohan. Something tells me it might be even more extraordinary than Super Saiyan. Really? The boy's eyes widened with excitement. Really? Goku looked back at the stars. The universe has big plans for you, son. For all of us. As if in response, a shooting star blazed across the sky, a reminder that even in vastness, beauty could be found in simple moments. Whatever cosmic challenges awaited, Earth would face them as it always had, with courage, determination, and heart. Super Saiyan Infinity was just the beginning. The end. Thank you for watching this video. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video.